that keen mind feat just so that DM could take the notes for me.
Yeah. Honestly, keen mind feat is you want to troll a DM, do that because
all right, there it is.
like it's amazing. It's just like
Yeah.
what was
Keep
this
mind
person's
is banned
name?
from my campaign.
Like, what exactly did he say 3 weeks ago? It's just like I'm like I don't fucking remember. Okay, like,
That was Caleb in Critical Role, right? Liam's character?
yeah. Liam was very good at using that to their advantage. It was actually crazy.
Fix knows I never forget anything in my campaign. Except about 50% of information out there.
You
Why was
know,
that?
it's fair.
The amount of times I'm just like, have I told you guys about one of the 400 NPCs I've written in the last year and a half? No, cool. What about the other 4? Like, I'm at like 1,600 now. Too much.
Yeah.
Way
That's why I
too
just-
much.
Why I just use the same
There we
NPCs
go.
in every adventure.
Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, good movie.
The movie.
Good movie.
Like Magistrate Billiam Vartan III will be the judge as well. Like in my next campaign, it doesn't.
Sounds good.
The tailor is always the same tailor. All right. So, last time you guys finished the sewer crawl and managed to defeat the pile of viscera that was plaguing the sewers, creating zombies, blocking shit, generally fucking with the water supply is Sarah Dish. And I think you guys are just like right there. Like we didn't move, did we?
Chance pulled everyone up off the ground. And then I can't remember who actually killed the artist, Cykano or Mulberry. But,
Mulberry.
That would be Mulberry.
But Chance is
then-
currently carrying Tortle, which is Turtle and Ortle. Or
Yeah, you're dragging them back. And just what is this called? Like you're just doing double curls with.
Bunches pearls.
I'm actually hammer pressing both of them.
Oh yeah,
I'm pressing.
you're
Yeah.
on either side of a barbell, and you're just.
Yeah, Orr was out for about 4 hours and Larry was out for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna lie them somewhere and tricep dip on them as well.
Yeah, there you go.
You're gonna try to what?
And a tricep
So
dip.
yeah, so the rest of you have time to take a short rest while the other two recover from unconsciousness.
Love that.
But you guys are down here in the sewers, surrounded by a bunch of zombie bits. What do you want to do?
It's a good question. Sorry, I'm still navigating to the map one moment.
Map is relatively unimportant at this time. Still.
Pre or post short rest.
Hmm?
Is it pre or post the 4 hours that it's going to take or to get up?
I would say post.
So we all get a short rest.
1 HP.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I don't know about you fellas, but that was terrible.
Yeah, I don't feel so good.
Well, your laddies did take a few hits there. Even I took a few hits and it, well, did not feel as good as it could have.
That fucking thing tried to eat me like I was Mulberry.
Oh, maybe just a wee
yeah.
bit.
During this
think
whole time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Mine's just backstory, so go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. I don't think it was trying to eat you, or you were fully in its maw. A few of us had to pull you out a couple times.
So Mulberry was pretty expensive at the end of that. So he's just like, he definitely rolled over and took a nap for multiple hours. So he's just now like, he kind of let everyone else do like watch or whatever. So he's just now kind of rolling over, getting stuff, getting everything together. We are. What time is it after this 4 hours? That's the real question.
I think. Yes, just for. It's getting towards late afternoon. When you guys bought the thing, so it's probably like it's like evening to night at this point. Yeah.
As Orr wakes up, he's going to see that Chance is carrying his, holding his axe in his lap as he's sitting on against the wall, which is code between them of "I saved your life," or you're still here because of me.
Or's gonna get up off his ass and go over. Thank you, Chance. You kept my axe pretty and safe. I appreciate you. You're the best. You're the best, big fella.
Hands the axe up. He's like, you know what that does to your score now?
Oh, yeah, I think that's about 2 ahead for you.
Well, if we're gonna keep taking on these tasks, I might have to start a little tally for myself. As you see Mulberry kind of roll over and start to stretch his wings a little bit.
Chance will look at Orr, look at him and be like, what do you reckon? Should we give him like a 50 head start?
I think a 50 head start sounds about reasonable. Seeing that he's killed about 3 now.
Well, Mulberry, how about you have we'll give you a 50 head start. Only puts you about 250 behind? What do you reckon, Orr?
I figure it's more like, since the time we met, I figure it's about somewhere around 1,002.
1,002 behind, you said?
No, you got 50 now, so...
Yeah, I don't want any part of this competition, but do I get any points for stabilizing you guys? Because I kind of did that a couple times.
Or's gonna go up to Larry and grab him by a shell and lift him in the air and be like, "You're beautiful, beautiful Tortle. I thank you so much with all my life. I will defend. I will help you find your brother."
As that's happening, Chance is gonna look at Mulberry and Cykano and just be like, and attempt to lift up Orr. Well, actually, he can lift them both up because he can. So he's just gonna lift up Orr, lifting up Larry. Just be like,
Or's used to it, so he stands perfect. He stiffens his core, and he's just.
At this
He
point,
walks in right now. There's just 3 people like in the dark going.
No. At this point, I just retract into my shell. I'm doing my shell retreat.
Mulberry's just gonna look over at Cykano. What in the world did we get ourselves into with this group of lads?
I don't know, but these lads are a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, if you know what I mean.
That's gonna turn around.
A few screws loose.
What's a Cocoa Puff?
Yeah, the cocoa bird. He's like some weird fantastical creature in the Feywild who just
Really fucking stupid.
Cocoa Puffs.
I think I've seen that little fellow running around. Did you caught his little beads that come out of him?
Just once or twice, you know.
Impressive. Hey fellas, I have to be really honest with you. I think a rat could kill me right now. I might need to take a little while, or do you think we cleared out these sewers?
Chance is gonna walk up to Orr, put a hand on the small of his back, and be like, "Don't worry, love."
Are you sure you fellas want to rest down here, or you think we should go back up where it's dry?
Or you think a Tortle would like the wet?
Well, I'm not particularly clean with staying down here where it's not very clean, and I don't want to get any more dirtiness on my feathers or my jacket or anything like that. So I'd be keen to get out.
Yeah, let's do it. Chance gave me a motivational speech. is really long and drawn out. As you can tell, he's a man of many words.
Chance has literally got to look at everyone and be like, "Yep."
Oh, beautiful laddies. Now
That's
let's get
going to
the
start
fuck out of here.
walking towards the exit.
All right.
All fall after.
You guys retrace your steps, and don't have to go too far. The sewer has like multiple entrances. Like you can just bust your way out of a grate after retracing a little while. It's not that bad. You pop up in the middle of town, sort of around dinner time, just after dinner time, and it's just a city, but it'll take you a little while to trek across the city back to Plant, or you can go to the garrison, or you can get a place for the night and go in the morning. It's up to you.
Chance is gonna use one of his little features, and he is going to there it is. He is going to find a place for us to hide, rest, and or recuperate amongst commons. Shield us from the law or anyone else searching for it. Gives us a nice respite for the evening.
Sweet.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
you wind up at the door of someone's house. It's like a nice big mansion just off the side, and you knock on their door, and the sort of lady of the house comes to the front door and just fawns over you guys. You're like, we need somewhere to sleep, and you guys are like dirty and fucked up and just worse for wear, and this rich lady is just like not the rich lady, the like housekeeper that comes to the door is like, all right guys, you can like sleep in the like guest house in the back. I'll smuggle you through. It's okay. Master of the house is gone. Yeah, I'll get you dinner's leftovers as well. So you guys all shack up in like this guest house on this mansion property, after having gotten like smuggled past the butler by this like kitchen maid. So there you go.
I figured they have a bath, right?
Oh, of course.
Or's taking a bath.
There
Not for
go.
you.
Yeah, you don't quite fit in it. I sort of go like out of it.
That's what I was thinking size-wise.
Yeah,
It's quite nice.
Can someone please just wake me up when she brings the leftovers?
Oh, no problem, lad. Get yourself some rest. You've had a long day. We've all had one. You're gonna see Mulberry kind of put his stuff on. Is there a fireplace in this?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
Perfect.
I say guest house. It's like it's just a house behind a mansion.
So you're gonna see Mulberry kind of like set his stuff on top of the fireplace and kind of like make his bed on top of the mantle of the fireplace, and kind of just like lay down to rest. He's gonna take out it's the first time you guys will notice it at least. He's gonna kind of take out his take out like a small little notepad and his little pipe, starts smoking and kind of just jotting stuff down, relaxing.
Or's gonna. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Cykano would be like, well, yeah, you don't suppose you have some nice brandy around, do you? Just a little bit. I just need a little bit for a nice, calm evening where I can kick back and put my feet up.
Chance is going to lean in and be like, Cykano, anything's possible if you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to enjoy it anyways.
Then Chance is gonna start prepping himself to sit against the wall somewhere. Everyone will notice as they journey more with Chance. He doesn't favor beds or cots. He's a floor and wall man.
Always gonna come out with a towel around his neck and not one around his waist. And be like, you guys gotta take a bath. It's great.
Or your
I wish I
At
would have this moment.
that exact moment, this like little like plump kitchen maid walks in with like a tray of food and is like, "Oh, well, I didn't expect that I'd be getting rewarded so soon for my hospitality. Why, thank you."
Oh, well, how are you doing, little lady?
Oh,
You said she's
much
plump, right?
better now, thank you.
Hey, do you guys have any bed warmers in this establishment?
Oh,
Chance is gonna
And he
look
gives
at
her a-
Or and just be like,
a bed warmer.
little and plump, little and plump. You guys fit each other very well.
I feel like it works out perfectly.
Yeah.
Hey, would you mind a bit of a cuddle?
Well, maybe a little more than that, but if you're not shame, you guys, there are a couple coal pans next to the fire if you want that.
Right.
And I managed to grab you this as well, and she pulls out like a pitcher of beer. So you all just have a relaxing evening. Call on me if you want to. I'm happy to help out someone in need, as very much in need as yourselves, just physically. I'm happy.
No, we get it. We get it, miss. You can come back in an hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah, they're quick sleepers, and they're hard sleepers too, so...
Mulberry says this, and you literally, he doesn't even look over at her. He just kind of like waves her off. He's like, "Yeah, you'll be back."
CG, the beer is bigger than your head.
Oh, this one.
Literally bigger than your head.
That's the yeah, that's
That's
like
the single beer that we have.
that happens though when Mulberry is put next to the pitcher of beer. Mulberry's just standing
gonna-
next to a pitcher that's like his shoulder height.
Is Or still checking out the maid?
He's gonna watch her walk away.
Well, Chance is gonna look at Or and be like, "All right, Or, don't sweat the petty things, and don't pet the sweaty things."
She didn't look too sweaty. Look at her.
Yet,
She barely been lifting a finger today.
yet.
Alright,
And Chance is just gonna.
okay. Better carbo load. I'll take some of this bread. Oh yeah. So first thing tomorrow morning, started to turn it into business stuff. As Or's putting on his pants. So I left Mikhail in my car with that security guard, so we're gonna pick them up.
Oh, of course, laddie. We'll be the first thing we do in the morning. I mean, we got to collect on our adventure, and I mean, after what we just went through, this better be a worthy reward. Otherwise, well, not gonna be too favorable of it.
Did that scientist fella say he was gonna give us anything, or was he just he basically hired the police to do it?
No, I think Ilborg kind of was just the point of contact letting us into the sewers, but I think Stamos is the one who's going to reward us.
Okay. I was just wondering, because if we don't have to go talk to that grumpy little fella again, it sounds like a better day.
Indeed.
You think you'd be a little less grumpy now that his sewer's unclogged? I know when I unclog my sewers, I tend to be in a better mood.
Not bad.
Well, I'm not sure how good of a mood he's truly going to be in when he finds out that the guards he sent out down there are dead, and he's got a few other problems.
I figured they was dead.
Yeah, I don't think he really cares about anyone other than himself and his sewers, really. And his little, what do you call it? A microscope?
Yes. Just so we can look at microscopic things.
Yeah, that thing.
All right, wait, go to bed, fellas.
Yeah. Is there like a nice cushioned like seat that Cykano could post up in?
Is there a lounge?
Yeah, there's
leather
one of those
cushion shade?
Victorian high-backed chair, like wing-backed chairs.
Very nice,
Either
yeah.
that or Chance's
Is it
lap.
Do you have the
does it have like a
suite
magnetic
available?
blanket as well, like a heated electric and magnetic blanket for him?
Yo,
Does it
they
have massages
definitely
in the
have
neck?
heated blankets, like 100%. Like if you're talking about
We
like
need some aromatherapy
inventions
as well,
that-
just for
that people would
Cykano's
create.
feelings. He can preen himself, just look a little bit more oily.
Yeah, Cykano's gonna like
It's-
kind of lounge back and like gently tip his hat forward just so it covers his eyes, and he's just gonna kind of like lean back and just very content.
The maid comes back to pick up the food and drink, and she's changed into some different clothing, and is like, well, I'm heading off. Apologies for the casual wear, and it's incredibly like revealing athleisure wear instead of the uniform. Unless there's anything else that you need, I'll be back in the morning to sort of shuffle you out if necessary.
How
Or's gonna grab a plate. Right, all right, let me help you out with this.
how
Appreciate it.
all right. Chance, anyone who's paying enough attention, all won't notice for shit, but Chance is just gonna be like,
Yeah, Yeah, Cykano would have like lifted his hat just barely to like look out and see what was going on, and then slowly put it back down.
and then just before, like, he'll count the footsteps, and just before Or's about to leave the room, Chance will kind of call out they, not so much that he's minding his child, but the, be back before the sun rises.
Nice.
Of course, Chance.
Or do you
It's been-
leave with her?
This stories here.
You two end up doing it in a dumbwaiter elevator.
No, he just
Oh,
ends
yeah.
up doing
see?
the dumb waiter.
No, we did it on the. You figure we did it on the sink in the main house.
So I'm thinking like 5-6 seconds after Or leaves the room, just like dead silence. And you're just gonna hear Mulberry speak up and just go, "A chance. Does that count as one?"
Charles is gonna look back and be like, "Buddy, you have a lot to learn about ore. Just wait. Pix, how keen are you to let me external roleplay this with a single dice roll?
Do it.
roll.
All right, I'm gonna quickly whisper Teno what the results are before you roll, and then you can roll.
Teno, also, I know he's doing his own thing, but I do want to do something at night, just as a forewarning.
Of course.
You sure this is a Constitution saving throw?
It is a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Well, stretch out our back real quick and give us a Constitution saving throw. Is it 12?
Oh no.
Hold on. Let me send this to Teno as well.
Oh my god.
It's passable.
It's passable.
It's above average.
Well, yeah, she's not gonna,
That's all you
she's
need
not
to
gonna
know.
brag about it, but she's not gonna rag on you either. Friends.
Yup,
That's
that's,
not
how
right.
Or likes it.
See what she gets.
Just roll a straight D20 as well
Okay,
for the ore.
straight 20.
It's gonna be a bad one. Is it? Is an 8?
A true gentleman.
So you get her up on the sink, right? And at first, you think that you're just gonna do it right there, but no, she like launch because you're tall, right? So she like stands up on the sink and pushes you backwards over onto the island in the middle of this really nice industrial kitchen, and she gets on you.
Oh shit! And then we fade to black.
And then you fade to black.
I like it.
I was really hoping for a nat 1 there. That would have been good.
Great.
I'll keep it for another time. Teno knows what's coming if you ever roll a nat 1.
This is our
And
table.
it's not you.
Yeah. Great. So y'all get a great night's rest.
Does Or take a
Or
level of
wakes
exhaustion?
Or wakes up with inspiration.
Even better.
It's a good night.
Who do you guys want to go talk to in the morning? After the maid smuggles you out and gives a little pat on the butt to Or as you all exit.
Just to get for the morning.
What did you want to do at night, Cykano?
Yeah.
So Cykano would have kind of like waited for everybody to kind of pass out, or as much as he could know that they're passed out. I'm assuming everybody passed out.
Yeah.
And he'll like write a note that to Mulberry and kind of like just fold it and gently like put it in his bag.
All right.
In my bag?
Yep.
Oh, ooh.
So it takes up about 3/4 of your bag. Your capacity's almost out.
Quick question: Would you
Big ass paper.
how far would you have had to move to get to Mulberry?
I assume not far. Like I assume the chair would have been like right by the fireplace, but I could be wrong. Do you let me answer? Yeah, the note won't say too much, but I'll send you what the note said, Mulberry.
You're good. I'll let you. You can send it to me when I let you know I open it. Because
Okay, we'll roll to see if you notice it every time you get something out of your pack or something.
Cool.
All right, so you guys head out. Where are you headed?
Chance is definitely keen to settle whatever deal, engagement, bill, hiring, whatever there was that Josh wasn't present for and has still not managed to watch the session because life is a highway. But I trust everyone else to fill in the gaps. But that's where Chances he's talking like, all right, let's go talk to whoever this guy, person, lady, dog is, and get some shit sorted. He's like he's Harry Moon, man about town.
We need Mikhail, Gideon, and Galleon.
Chance trusts Or. I really need to watch the episode.
All right, so you guys are gonna head back to the garrison to go get rewarded.
Yep.
Is the water plant on the way there?
Is the what? The water plant? No, the water plant's like on the other side of town near the water. You guys basically went from the riverside all the way to the other side of town in the sewers. The garrison is relatively close by, and the water plant's a lot further away. So the garrison would be your first stop. So you guys make your way there. You are immediately let in. It would seem that the guards at the front gate have been given notice of who you are, and to let you in. You are ushered to Stamos's Captain Stamos Gideon's office, where you had met before. And you open the door, and he's there, like, with coffee, because it's like early. And he's like, well, I didn't expect this to be done so fast. But, wow, you guys really, overnight. This has been a problem for like a while. It's very impressive.
Oh, sure, you'd say that it was a heroic feat and would potentially gain us a good amount of clout in the city.
For me, at least, for sure, and I'm the one that would employ you. But this is really actually great news. Okay, first things first. This was a fantastic job, and I have things for you. Okay, and he goes over to a key wall and grabs the keys. Like, let's go to the armory. Let's go to the armory. Leads you guys out to the armory.
Let's go.
And you, he like punches in a code on like a wall thing that opens the door. And inside is like racks of weapons, where potions would be. There's like little vials for potions. There's not any there right now because he doesn't have all the people left. And then there's some other cool stuff in the background. There's actually a couple automatons. You guys saw automatons in Daramar, mostly like patrolling around or street sweeping or companion bots for like rich people or whatever. And these are some that you saw. So I had this tab up for last week, and I didn't open it again for this week because I'm bad.
A DM.
Cool. So, just so you guys can metagame this a little bit, there is, you guys, he's like, all right, so we don't really use these. They're pretty much for like special occasions. If we like really need to like infiltrate somewhere or track someone down or something, we don't use them too often. And if you guys are gonna be out doing shit, you can probably use them more than we can. So you guys can choose a construct. It is either a bronze sable, a clockwork dragon, an iron defender, or a quadrone.
Change.
So
Change
I'll
that one
write
for dragon.
those. Or you could get an animated armor as well, if you just want like a normal thing.
Change. I want the dragon, and I'll name him Locket.
House is gonna look back at Aura and be like, back in your box. Well, hers, just settle down. And he's gonna start looking over all the automatons. This being somewhat of Chance's specialty.
So, how many of these do we get? Did you say, Stamos?
Well, you get one. I can give you one. We do use them, but I'd be happy to give you one.
Now, is
can
that
I-
one for each of us?
Oh,
Or?
one. These things cost so much money. You know,
All right.
How much money? So much money.
like thousands of gold. So you can have the arcane armor, which is just like a guy. You can have the bronze sable, which is like a little
Sable
dog
cat.
thing. Yeah. You have the clockwork dragon is pretty cool. It's like a reconnaissance stealth thing. It flies around. Neat. It's really cool. Kind of wimpy, but it does cool stuff. Iron Defender is just like a bruiser. It's just like a thing. And the Quadrone's kind of fun. It's just a little dude, shoots arrows, flies around. Neat. The Quadrone is sort of like the original flying drone model. Kind of like we're still here for posterity. They've moved on to better things like the Clockwork Dragon. This is still a real new thing in the past, 50 years.
Can we have a couple minutes to ourselves to kind of discuss this?
Of course, but Chance. Actually, if I could speak to you specifically.
Chance is gonna just be like, "Did you mean elsewhere?"
No, not elsewhere. Just like for you specifically. I can see that you're like, we're talking about drones and stuff. Like, you're the guy, right? I can see that you're in this ish, sort of. I wanted to give you guys a couple other things, like some good weapons and stuff. But for you, we got a pretty special thing. These robots are all powered by arcane battery cells. It's basically just spell energy that we have to recharge. All of those designs are based off of the organically occurring power gems. If you put one of these things into one of these, it'll run forever. Don't know how it works. They're mined out of the marching mountains in Kalimsham, and they're a massive new thing that have been popping up in the past 100 years or so. We don't know where they came from. But in terms of military technology, this is nuts. I have one, and I'm not going to use it. If you're going to put it in better use than I will, or the military will here, you can have it. Instead of whatever else I would be giving to you, like a cool sword or something.
So Chance is going to be like, well, sounds pretty good. I'm sure I'll be able to do something with it. Probably better than you guys. No offense.
I'm not a technology guy, and you can see that the most informed, technologically stabby person is a giant asshole who works in a sewer. So
he's a dick too.
Of course, he's.
You should have told us.
He's very. He hates everybody that's not as smart as him, and it's annoying.
Showed him, didn't I?
Yeah, he also kind of got mad at Orr though because he was smarter than him. So.
Wow, that's awesome. Actually, good job. Congratulations. Chance, he gives you like what looks like a wedding ring box, with a little lock on it, and is like, "This, if you want it, it's yours." And for the rest of you, I've got some other cool stuff. Speaking of power gems, power gem fragments, I guess, still hold power. Like, you can break them into smaller pieces and stuff like that. And I've got a couple of these, and they basically just like channel your innate magical abilities in like it's like a ring, and they like put the thing there, and it's like a cool thing. Apparently it's really cool for spellcasters. They feel like it does more stuff. So if you guys want some of those, you're welcome to take one. Otherwise, I've got we have a special blacksmith in Daramar who makes the weapons for non-standard military, and I have a number of those. So if you guys want a basically a special ops level smithed weapons, you can have those as well. This is all leading up to me asking you to do another thing for me. So keep that in mind, but go ham, basically. I'll get one.
Charles is going to look back at him and say, "We'll do it, but give us the room for a few minutes so we can have a bit of a discussion."
Of course. I would actually prefer it if you all went outside and I stayed in here, just security reasons. I don't think that you guys should be in here and me not.
It's fair. It's an armory.
Sounds about right.
a little classified.
Chance is going to look around. Is there any other exits?
No.
Cool. Chance is just going to be like, yes, we'll definitely escape out the, oh, yes, of course, the one door. Yes. He's going to walk out the door.
Chance, you know that I can take out one of these walls?
There's 5 of you. Okay. Well, there's 2 guards here, but they're guards. Like,
I also think it's more of a matter of like shoving some rings under our pants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that a pole arm in your pocket, or you're just pleased to see me? Chance will walk into the hallway.
Yeah, so you guys sort of gather in a corner across the hall.
And then Chance is going to look at the group, and he is going to wonder why things are broken. He is going to look across the group and say, "So, what does everyone think? Let me hear your thoughts."
I want to
get
go
a
first.
bigger axe. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say from those 5 things, I really don't care what we pick. So it's up to you guys.
You know where my head's at? Should I get a ring or a small fragment stone that makes potentially my weapon stronger, or should I get a bigger axe? And then as far as you think it look really badass if we had like an iron defender at the cart, so that it keeps Mikhail safe and Ron Scrimpler as well.
Yeah, and Gideon and Galleon.
Gideon and Galleon pretty tough though. I feel like they could basically hold their own. That's what I think. Good deal.
Chance is going to look to everyone else.
You guys, fellas, spring boys.
Mulberry's kind of indifferent about it. He doesn't really care. He's still you can see he's kind of irritated, and he makes one comment along the lines of, it looks like they've got a full armory, and yet, and he just stops right there, and he's kind of like just he just doesn't agree with what's going on necessarily right now. Not necessarily us taking things, but kind of like how stuff is being dealt with in this city, at least from what he's seen so far.
Chance is gonna look to Mulberry and say, sometimes it isn't the sword, but the man behind the sword. Something to keep in mind.
Just a bunch of little weak boys. They come from this model plane though, so you know how it goes.
Yeah, you'll see kind of like Cykano just kind of like looking off, as if for whatever reason things are not like adding up to him, based on what he's hearing, and kind of like a little confused about the whole situation, to be honest. And he just kind of like looks over and he's like, well, I don't suppose that it makes a whole lot of sense that all these things that they supposedly had, they didn't send down there to help us. But, I could be wrong. If I were to choose something, I would probably prefer something of fletching. But he talked of smiths, not a fletcher. So, for me, I guess a gym.
Well, you think if you think about it from the poor little sales perspective, he didn't want to send a group of strangers that he had down with really cool stuff, because then if we died, he already tried sending his men. He just loses cool shit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I guess you're correct
Sure
there.
we can, and really, like, I don't know if y'all remember, but back when he met us when we were talking to the magistrate, nobody even forced him to give us half the money that he gave us. So, I mean, he's been pretty nice to us this whole time.
Yeah, I like the fella. I want to ask him more about these shards.
Keeping all that in mind, Chance is going to. How much? Like, Chance knows a bit about tech, a bit about fabrication, but the specifics of the 5 of these things, I don't know if he would know too much specifically. Would that be fair to say? Or would Chance know more than...
You would certainly know the most, probably out of anyone that you've met or talked to in this city or your group. There are people in Daramar that would know more than you about this, but in terms of just like modern artifice, you would know how this stuff works.
Yeah.
And other people would.
And real quick, DM, I didn't catch this. Did Stamos say that we could pick one of these defender things, or we can pick weapons and rings, or and right? That's what I thought too. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Chance is going to kind of be pacing back and forth a little bit. And he's going to say, we each have pretty strong benefits, even at a base idea of a limited idea of what they would do. Okay, let me do this. If it's alright, DM, can I just roll flat d20 5 times to see whether Chances encountered any of these on the battlefield?
Yeah, I would say, I'd actually say roll history checks as just in general.
Done. Animated armor, I'm going to go with no. Bronze Sable, yes. Clockwork Dragon, never heard of it. Iron Defender, no. Quadrone, no.
Which kind of makes sense. Like, you've seen the, like, dog companion one around.
Yep. So, knowing the limitations of what Chance would know as opposed to Josh, I think he's going to say to the group, he's like, now, not that I'm taking any one person's perspective or opinion here over others, but I do say that looking through everything there is one that stands out to me the most, that I think potentially could be able to a bit of a net gain for us overall. Don't know everything about it. Don't know a hell of a lot about it at all, but I do think that potentially the Clockwork Dragon might in fact actually be good. I think I might be able to learn quite a bit about it and potentially be able to benefit us. The other thing is, I can comfortably say I've never seen this around before, so of the bunch of them, it could be also worth the most.
Perfect. I wanted the dragon.
Well, with all due respect, or this is a group decision, my friend. And you know more than me about a few things, but I know more than you about this.
True.
I turn to the Feywild boys and I say, fellas, do either of you care if we pick the dragon over the other ones?
Fine by me, boys.
The dragon seems alright.
Hey, Mulberry, what can we do to put a little spring in your step?
Oh my god. Ah!
Kind of just looks over at Or, and he'll give you kind of like a half smile at that. But contextually, I think you guys would pick up. He's more upset with how Stamos has handled the situation more than like the capability of like the fighters, per se. But yeah, he'll just kind of give you a smile and kind of recede back to what he was thinking about.
Johnson gonna look at Mulberry, look at Aura, and say, Mulberry, my hovering, flitting friend, two things are infinite: the universe and stupidity. Now that I think about it, I'm not so sure about the universe. I'm gonna pat Aura on the shoulder. Hey, buddy. And he's gonna go to walk back inside the room.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Or it looks
Or-
like you got yourself a dragon, buddy.
Or was still laughing until Larry said that. But oh, dope! I want the dragon.
Stamos is like, alright, well, dragon it is. So here, you guys can take this. It's
Yeah. Chance will be stepping forward to take said dragon before or potentially break something.
yeah. So it's got about a 4-foot wingspan. It's not too huge, and in terms of weight, it weighs very, very little. A lot of it is made out of mithril to cut weight. And you can see that it's sort of like a lattice work of the body, so even cut more weight. And inside is this like blue crackling energy emitting from this battery. And Stan was just like, okay, so you can just like take the like back off, and he's like showing you how to like recharge it basically. And he hands you another battery. He's like, this one's not charged. But essentially it's 1 hour per spell level. So you can charge these batteries yourself,
Using spell levels, yeah.
and every spell level that you put into the battery, up to 8, it'll store until you use it in the machine. This one's fully charged, so you guys can just take that one for now.
One fully charged of 8, and then one
Zero.
empty.
Yeah. And you can sort of fold the wings in, and it'll sort of pack into about like this.
Perfect. Do you have a step block or sheet or link or something
Yes.
that perfect?
If you don't mind, would you mind giving us a little bit more information about these crystal shards? How about, so if I touch a shard, it'll tell me what my aura is, and then it'll use that aura to disperse magical stuff?
Yes, essentially, as far as I'm aware from some of our mages, like we employ a couple mages, and they're like, yeah, it like boosts our spell power or something, or like channel it, something happens. Mechanically, they're Wand of the War Mage.
What you're saying is I'll have to be a magic boy.
Yes, if you don't use magic, this doesn't do anything for you. On the other hand, I have really well-made weapons.
Chance is going to
Right,
look at
we-
Or and say, he said that they can't do anything for you. There might be something that I can do down the line, unless of course happens to be a sharper, shinier, less dull axe, but this one's certainly got you through a few hard times.
Let's see what your axes look like. See if they're as well made as you say they are.
They are indeed. They would be considered crafted by a master. These are all +1 non-magical weapons.
Just like sharpened,
Mastercraft?
basically. Yeah, Mastercraft, yeah.
Yeah, they're magical.
Is it bigger than Or's axe, or are they about the same size?
It's probably actually a lot smaller. Because these are built for humans instead of orcs. Like you would have had a one crafted orcish size. So this one, it's like instead of being like a 2-handed axe for you, it's kind of like a 1.5 hand. It's not quite as big, but you can get like a better crank with it because it's a little smaller.
logically that makes sense, but it kind of looks shitty, doesn't it, Chains?
Chance is gonna pull out a little bit of parchment or paper or pick up something, and he's gonna just sketch a little bit of an idea of what he could, what he's envisioning with Or's battle axe, great axe, sorry. And you're gonna see him kind of like pencil out the axe, and then there's gonna be a section in like the is it a double bladed axe or single bladed axe?
Yeah, they're doubles. You could actually do both. You could get either. Yeah.
Or's, sorry.
Or has a single side.
Single side. Okay, yeah. So he's going to kind of like show one side and then show the other side, and on each side he's going to like draw like a cavity in each side of the axe, and then a cavity in the pommel as well. And he's like, I think we can do something here.
Oh, and when we get there, you know that dragon axe that I was talking about. That if we ever kill a dragon, that we can use his skull to be the axe part. We can put it in his eyes, and if I have multiple shards, I'll take the shard.
Sick. Yeah, you can take the shard and essentially use it like a material component for making an enchanted weapon.
Oh shit! Yeah.
When I touch it,
they'll act as +1 spell focuses, but you can definitely take them and like do cool enchantment.
Fuck around with it.
Yeah.
Hey, Stamos, I don't want to rush the whole axe process, but you were talking about some rings.
Yes, those are the shards that these two are talking about. Sort of these ring. I got a ring or two. I got a necklace or two. Sort of like this magic boosting thing. You can take one of those. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't really know how they work. They're like
I'll take one. I'll take one.
Cool. Yeah. So you get a. It's essentially Wand of the War Mage. It's just a +1 spell focus for your DC and to hits with the spell.
You don't suppose you don't suppose you have 2 short swords by chance?
Yeah. We got a pair of short swords around for sure. Right here on the wall. Take them.
What makes them different than these? And he'll take out the 2 short swords from his bag.
He takes one of the ones out of the scabbard on the wall and holds it up to yours. And it's like, well, first of all, this one's shiny and this one's not. And you can see that the edge is sharp and this one's not. I'm no smith, but I can see a blade that he's replacing.
Yeah, he'll kind of like look over at Chance and just like snap his fingers, and Chance will hear, should I go with the short swords or the stone? And he's using message, by the way, so you can respond.
Yeah. Chance. Chance has encountered this before. He won't look up from his conversation with Orr. Well, he'll kind of like look up, but he won't like turn around or anything. He'll look up and then recognize the voice and look back down. And just remind me again, you said swords or stone, right?
Yep.
Stone. He'll like you won't you won't have even finished the question. If you phrase it like short swords or he's going to say stone before you've managed to finish it. That's how quick you'll get your response.
Cool. Yeah, Cykano's gonna kind of look at the swords for a second, like contemplating or pretending he's contemplating, and then he's gonna be like, actually, I'll take one of those gems too.
Alright. The bracelet. Oh no, sorry, that was Mulberry. It would be a bracelet on Mulberry if you wanted to take him to the stones.
You should tell your masterwork forge people that they make small axes. You have to make a bigger axe, otherwise the axe doesn't work right.
I wouldn't know. I will probably not tell them because I don't have direct contact with them. I just received the boxes from Daramar.
Chance is
Pass
gonna
me
look
one
you
of
in-
those.
Oh, go ahead.
Pass me one of those stones, laddie, and call it a day. I'll take
And
the bracelet.
Chance will look to the guy and say, "Now we do have other things that we need to get done, but you mentioned the next task you have for us."
Yes. So, again, we've sent vast majority of our guard regime to Daramar for the visit. And apparently Daramar has sent a similar request to our to Serval Ford, which is just to the northwest. The problem with that is that Iltargal Fort is just nearby, and they're getting cleaned out as well for the visit in Daramar. And Serval Ford has asked for reinforcements for the city for patrols since they're losing the guard from the fort nearby. Apparently, the last couple of weeks have been pretty rough in terms of like night creatures and stuff like that. And with the Iltargal Fort people leaving, they're not going to have enough people to patrol it. I'm going to send a group of soldiers to patrol at night. But this is not a sustainable solution. We're not going to be able to completely fill all the gaps. So I would like to send you all as well and have you all figure out what's happening to have made this more of a problem recently. I don't like the fact that this is the third instance of night creatures or whatnot popping up.
Yeah, we were actually going to ask you about that, about those night creatures, because I don't know if we told you what we found down in the sewers, but we found some zombies and a hag, was it? And now after the sheep have been killed by these like demonic kitties, and there's been some ghouls, like what the heck is going on out here?
Well, the ghouls and stuff. The ghouls are relatively normal. Corpse eaters, they exist, unfortunately. The displacer beasts coming down from the mountains, zombies cropping up in the sewers, and
There's more to it, right?
spawning them. And now, apparently, Serval Ford has been having an uptick in this in the last couple of weeks. There's something going on here. I don't know where it's honestly, this is a problem above my pay grade, but because so much is going on in Daramar right now, I'm going to have to go into sort of regional geopolitical safety mode and figure out what's going on in our little barony here.
It's the smoky eyes. You have a smoky eye problem. And it sounds like the smoky eye problem is everywhere.
What now? What's the problem with makeup?
A smoky eye. Yeah, they have, all of your monsters have smoky eyes. Not like they're trying to do themselves up to look pretty, but more like their eyes are smoking.
Or do you have your kitty? You can just show him.
Oh no, he's in the cart. We gotta go back and get the cart. Now that you reminded me, now Miss McHale.
You have a live displacer beast. Right, I saw that.
Yeah, my displacer kitten.
Yeah.
Rump Scrimper. He was sitting on my belt last time you see him, and then you gave me a cage for him.
Right. That's what that was for. Oh, you're right. I wasn't really paying attention. But now that you mention it, they're kind of shadowy creatures in general. I didn't really think much of it, but you're saying that all of the sort of night creatures you've encountered have that same stuff.
Yeah, smoky eyes.
I have no idea what that means.
Well, I can show you. First, I gotta go get my cart. And actually, I do have a question. Do you have anybody who can make an outside shit?
I don't know what that means.
Change. This guy doesn't understand me. I don't know how to talk to him different.
House is just going to be like laughing to himself, enjoying the chaos that is happening and not getting involved.
Yeah, Cykano's gonna like tilt his head down and then just like coughing, but he's actually like laughing into his jacket as this entire thing is going on.
And he's gonna be like, hey, so here, I think I got visual cues. So look at Cykano here. He's a pretty boy. He has an outside shirt on. I want one too, and I have a beast that I would like to make an outside shirt with. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if I could have a cape, that would be great. Like similar to I think the people in the mountains call them cloaks. They keep you warm.
Yes, cloaks. Yeah, I mean, there's probably like a tailor in town.
You know if he's good? Or she?
No idea.
Oh, but if it's a she, she'll do some better work.
I'd like to be able to tell you if he's good or not based on the quality of his clothes, so I can help you out for it.
Alright.
Hey,
Well, we gotta go get our car.
Yeah, Stamos, when were you planning on us going to Iltargo?
Just a good question.
I would appreciate it if you guys would head out to Serval Ford, like as soon as possible. If that's tomorrow, that's okay.
All right, because I do have some business pending tomorrow, so.
Also, perchance, do you have a Fletcher or a woodworker in town? I have some curiosities that I would like to inquire with them. I mean, I'm a woodworker myself, but it would be nice to meet another one who's similar to myself.
Yeah, there's. I mean, you can go down to like sort of the business district. There, like, we shuttle a lot of goods here, and there's many artisans that ply their trade here, and sell goods to traders to go into Daramar. So you'd certainly be able to find like a tailor or some sort of craftsman, furniture maker or something for sure. Probably pretty run of the mill, but they exist.
Wonderful.
And then we. So boys, you say we go shopping, and then we head out to fix a problem.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds workable.
This, of course, is after we pick up Galleon, Gideon, Mikhail, Rumple Scrimper, and the cop.
Yeah, and after Chance has a chance to look at, what'd you call him? Locket? Is that what you named him?
Locket. Can we name him Locket, Chains?
Chance is gonna rock paper scissors it. Ready? There we go. Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, beats,
paper, scissors.
rock, beats, scissors.
I win! It's Locket!
Chance will be storing Locket in his he's got a between the shoulders satchel, not like a back bra, but like a between the shoulder satchel. He'll be storing him in there, folding the wings in.
How big
Still-
is this contextually? Now that you mentioned
So
it.
folded up, it's about the size of an Nalgene bottle. If you unfold it, it's about a 4-foot wingspan. But the body itself is not very large.
Is it taller than Mulberry?
It is no, the body is about as tall as you are. Yeah.
That's what I was curious about. Okay.
But it definitely it's definitely like your size.
Okay.
It's still morning right now, right? Because we came here during the morning after we did a long rest.
It's morning after the long rest, yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Guys
Fellas,
got all
anything
day.
else you need from Stamos here?
Or's just gonna reach out and shake his hand. Oh, thank you very much. You should tell this town to appoint you sheriff. You'd be a good one.
That's like that's what I am, pretty much. It's just I have a
See? That's what I
better
told that grumpy fucker, and he decided he's who are you talking about? He's a stupid little bastard.
Well, I mean, I'm technically not a sheriff. We have like an
Totally for the
organized system of law and government, and I'm the captain of the guard.
But do you get a pretty little star?
A what?
A pretty little star.
No, I have a badge.
Yeah, you should, but that's not as good as a star. You should get a star. Because you are a star.
Oh,
All
gee.
right.
All right, fellas, let's go. Let's go.
We all have
Oh.
things to do.
Thank
Let's...
you, Stamos. Thank you.
Some of us have to go save other people's behind, so we should probably start to get going.
Let's see if you were sassing him. No, you didn't realize you were sassing him.
It makes sense.
You guys leave.
Yeah, is this where we're all gonna go our separate ways for a minute?
Yeah, do you guys want to move as a group, or do you want to like split up and do stuff?
Chance isn't much of a shopper right now, so he'll probably just follow. He'll probably follow Or.
Oh, sorry. And as you guys receive all of your equipment and like leave and stuff, you guys all level up to level 4. So,
Hey.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah, we could definitely split up. I have a really serious question though. Is Rut Scraper a girl or a male or female?
Really serious question, by the way.
Really serious question.
Yeah.
It's a biology question.
That's a guy. He's a guy.
Hang on. I'm just getting male animals.
Yeah.
And
The DM doesn't trust you with female animals, or
I would just be breeding. I don't know where your mind's at.
We'll just be
I think that is
breeding.
where his mind is at.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Okay. So let's say first off, or you go grab the cart and
Yep.
your animals and all that good stuff. Where were they?
They're with the security guard outside. Goodness, sorry.
Yeah.
They're in with the security guard outside of the sewers.
Yeah, so you head back there, and your horses and cart and everything are literally just like inside. They're inside like the gate of the compound of the water treatment plant, and are just like tethered. So you can
Sweet.
grab them.
He tosses the security guard a coin, just
Yeah.
a gold coin. He did.
Ooh,
Thank you for
oh,
taking care
wow.
of my baby.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. Yep. Good
And
day.
then he'd like to go to a cloak maker.
Yeah, so you head to the sort of business district, and like Stamos said, it's a lot of artisans shops and stuff like that. People just doing work. It'd be the equivalent of sort of like going downtown. People just doing stuff.
Okay.
And you are easily able to find a tailor, and
Is Taylor a fella or a fella?
the the tailor is a very flamboyant, high elven man who the shop name is Dance in Flame, and this man sort of like twirls out from behind a curtain and is just like, welcome to the Dance in Flame. I'm Flame. How can I dress you today?
What you see here,
How do you do?
Flame.
Go ahead.
I would like a cloak made of this, and he'll go into his chest, pull out the corpse of the displacer beast, made out of this displacer beast. Have you ever read?
Flame looks at it and is like, my, that's quite a beast. Make a
Yes.
wonderful cloak, wouldn't it? Yes, it would if it weren't wet and gross. But I think I can help you with that. I know an excellent leather worker who works just down the street. He would skin that and tan that, and then I could use it to make you the most sumptuous cloak you've ever had. And I know a thing or two about rare materials. We have much that comes in from the east. Not in volume, but many eccentricities of creatures and whatnot. So, I know.
Have you ever read the scrolls of Game of Thrones? You have a couple pictures on there of guys that are on walls wearing badass cloaks, and I kind of want it to look like that. And if you could expedite the process as quickly as possible, I will go up to Teno now and talk to him. But I'm willing to pay money for you to make sure that I can have this quickly, expediently, if I say so myself.
Well, it is early. I could probably get this done within a day, with a little bit of extra cost, of course. I would need to probably pay the tanner a little bit extra to get some magic involved to speed up the drying process.
All right, let's talk numbers. What you thinking?
Hmm?
So let's talk numbers. What you thinking?
Well, just for this, I would say, if I could look up the rarity of this item.
You're busting my balls here.
Cloak of Displacement is a rare item. So they're like, it would probably cost you around $1,000 or so gold.
1,000 gold?
It'll about be 1,000 gold, a little bit over that. But for the rush cost, to be about 50% more, I think, unfortunately, darling.
You're thinking about 1,500 gold?
15, 16, convince me, but yes.
Alright. Well, you're breaking my balls here, Flame. You're breaking my balls here. What about, so if we went for a solid 14 and then I owe you a favor?
Well, I don't think you want to do that, but I wouldn't say no.
Alright, let's do that. And Orange is just gonna flex real big as he goes back to pick up his coin sack.
Chance is going to lean in. Or is Chance with you?
Yeah.
Cool. Are we all together, or is it who's with you?
Just me and you, I thought, and then the other fellas were going to do what they're doing.
Cool. So Chance is going to lean in and like give you kind of the eye as to whether he's allowed to speak up, because this obviously isn't his thing.
Of course, sorry, I have to talk to my partner real quick about this real quick. Just make sure we're getting a good deal. Would you?
Sean's going to look around. How in need of supply is this vendor? He's talking about struggle. He's talking about rush. He's talking about cost. He's talking about et cetera, et cetera. How flush does his shop look?
His shop is well stocked.
Okay.
But it's only he doesn't have any like
rare shit.
casual stock. Like he doesn't have like
Oh.
6 copies of the same shirt. It's all like single.
Nice.
Item. Yeah.
Gotcha. He'll say, "Say, you clearly are a purveyor of fine goods. What about if we entered into a contract instead? You know, supply, demand, discount, favors, something a little bit more permanent."
Well, I could certainly be persuaded onto some sort of thing. I mean, you all look like you get out and about, and I wouldn't feel too bad about putting a an emblem on my creations, just so people know where to go. You know.
Or
He's
should we
like-
say we say
He says, what if I do you one better? My buddy here wants a cloak. It seems that it's within your ability to make it. I haven't yet tried, so I wouldn't know if it's within mine. But let's say you do that. What about if the two of us actually wore your what? You've got some sort of name or some sort of picture that describes this establishment. Sure, we could send people from far and wide and tell them the only place that they can find so and so is here. And we could wear some sort of, I don't know, wristband, or I could wrap something around my spear. He could wrap something around his axe, and tell you what, why don't you?
I think what might work best is you wear the flame of flame. I have little patches that I can put on a shoulder or a cape or something, and would sort of mark that you are wearing something from my establishment. You can just say, someone says, "Oh my, that's such a wonderful tunic you're wearing. Where did you get that?" "Oh, I got it from Flames in Saradouche."
Chance is going to start nodding, and then he's going to unzip his pants, and then he's just going to be like, "Sorry, a little bit warm." Sounds good to
I'm
me.
used to
Or
it, don't worry.
so it sounds like exclusive vending rights as far as my group and myself. So we do have 5 high class heroes taking care of the town and other provinces nearby. At the moment, we may go farther and wider, but it sounds like we might be able to cut a bit of a deal. I will of course get you a little bit of a favor on the side, but with those rights and some gold and some advertising. What you thinking is a reasonable price? And then
Chance
here,
is
let me
gonna
throw one in
say-
better.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Let me throw
you go.
one in a little bit better. So, what if for every bit of rare material we bring in, we give you a little bit of the slab of it, so that you have something finer to work on. I will everything that I personally bring in is the way that I will contract this out.
Or sorry, Chance will say, I believe the price he was going to offer was nothing, because we will certainly bring in far more business than he's likely had in the last wee while, and he wouldn't have even looked at entering into this potential agreement if it wasn't significantly beneficial towards him. I mean, he's got a well flushed store here, plenty of stock, plenty of supply. He wouldn't even entertain the idea unless he knew a little bit more about us and could gauge us on our merits. And you said persuade you. I don't need to persuade you. You knew that this was either worth it or wasn't. So
He seems like a smart fellow, if you ask me, James.
I haven't talked to him too much, so I can't speak to his intelligence yet. But seems so. Clearly made a business for himself.
One of you may make a persuasion check with advantage.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh my god.
That's scissors. That's scissors.
Or- Wait. Yeah.
That's rock.
two.
That's paper. You beat me.
Damn it.
Who's going? Do you want me to go? Do you want you to go? You pick.
I'll do it. Persuasion. All right, I'm ready. With advantage. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can we
God.
just see what Chance would have rolled?
I talk.
Just out of
I
curiosity.
talk too much to not have that fucking skill.
um.
Oh,
Oh my god. That's painful.
awesome.
that hurts
10 out of 10. You
so
love to see it.
much. That hurts so much.
I love it.
So Chance is
Oh.
gonna watch Or literally fuck up, and then he's gonna be like, so as my friend was saying, he was gonna give you a whole bunch of gold. And then we get a pretty hefty discount.
Yeah. Yup. So, my response is like, well, that's not a bad idea, but here's what I'll do for you. I'll knock the price down by, let's say, I'll knock it all the way down to 1,000. And every time that you bring me something interesting, I'll give you half off on it in the store. And any time that someone shows up, having been recommended by you, I'll slap an extra 10% on.
There's just about 60% off on my outside shit when I have it ready.
Quick out of character question. One of Chance's background motivations. How well would this guy potentially fit that bill, or is he simply not connected or established enough?
To what?
To one of Chance's background motivations. If that rings a bell. If not, I can message you about it.
Yes, but I would have to go see it again. If you can.
I'll message you.
Yeah. I remember what you're talking about, but I don't.
Alright. Or's gonna reach do the flexing arm thing where he pulls out his bag of gold, and he'll count out 498, and then hand him the rest of his sack.
Nice. Perfect, darling. Well, you come by tomorrow morning. You come get this fresh and early. I'll work through the night to finish this for you.
You're gorgeous. I love you. You're amazing, Flame. Is he kind of thick, or is he little? He's a little guy.
He's very thin.
Okay, yeah, you're a beautiful person. Beautiful personality you have here. And then Or will put the rest of his gold into his chest. And then he's gonna grab a ration, and he's gonna feed his little displacer kitten.
One
Right,
last.
Scrapper.
The
Here you go.
last
Here you go,
meal.
little fella. Are you being kind? He's a good little boy.
It just occurred to me, which is why I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. He'll suffice as the meantime.
Cool. So that's that. What else are other people doing? Cykano, you're gonna go find like a woodworker of some sort.
Yeah, Cykano would be like looking around specifically to find somebody who either A can identify the thing that he's carrying that theoretically is not of this realm, but basically just to identify exactly what it does, which is the staff from the old hag.
Yeah, staff from hag. Yeah.
And then also he's going to be looking for a woodworker, specifically somebody he would be able to recognize that they can actually woodwork, and could potentially create something for his short swords to go underneath his lyre, so it's just easier access when he's in the battle.
So make me a
Mulberry's with him.
make me an investigation check for the first thing. Finding someone who would know about this. You don't find anyone who knows about this. You the best person you talk to is probably the same person that you find for the other thing. So give me an insight check. This is for the person who would know what to do with it.
Insight.
Actually,
Interesting. Okay.
Because you're like looking in windows and being like, this guy knows how to actually do stuff. So you find like a shitty furniture. You find like a furniture maker, and you're like, not this guy.
Could I roll with
Insight.
advantage here? Because he's like a wood. Because I
Yeah,
know
because
how
you're
to
like
woodwork.
woodworking proficiency. Yeah, totally. Roll with advantage.
And Mulberry said he was with him too. If you guys
Yeah.
didn't catch that.
Right.
Insight. What? These rolls.
You guys are rolling like shit. So you basically find like a furniture maker. And I will roll to see if he knows what this is. He's got a +2 and for proficiency in this and nothing else.
Oh,
That's a nat 20 though.
that's a nat 20.
Wow.
Yo. He definitely
Makes a
knows
shit
what this
cheer,
is.
but he knows some shit.
He
He wasn't meant to be a furniture maker, is what that one says.
That's what that. Yeah, he's got stuck being.
Tell you what, Geppetto's fucking seen better days.
All right. So you are like, this is like the only guy who works with wood in the whole town. Like, he's just a fucking furniture maker, but I guess I'll have to ask him. And you go in, and it's like this little, I'd probably say like halfling guy who just in the back of his shop, because it is way more of like a shop than a storefront. He's just in the back, like really slowly planing a piece of wood, just so laboriously. And he has to like walk across the table to plane it because he's so small. He can't just like. And he sort of looks up and adjusts his glasses and goes, "Oh, welcome to my store. I'm sorry, I was concentrating. Would you like to buy some chairs?"
Well, not exactly some chairs, or that's not exactly what I'm here for. I have something a little more peculiar, maybe of interest to you. And he'll like take out the kind of staff first. He'll be like, I have actually two things, but this is the first one. I was curious if you recognize what this might be. And he'll kind of like kind of gently set it down, but he's very vigilant on like if this halfling tries to take this away, like very clear that he's gonna do something about it.
Actually does the opposite. You pull this out, like sort of set it on the counter, and he just goes, "My boy, that's Shadowwood. Where
Shadowwood?
did you get Shadowwood?"
Well, the where doesn't necessarily matter, but tell me a little bit more about the Shadowwood.
Cursed wood from the land and the realm of shadows, imbued with souls of the lost. It's a terrible thing.
And this Shadowwood, how would one come to claim this Shadowwood? Or how would it even get here if it's from a different realm?
Brought by some nefarious creature to this realm to wield power over those souls.
So what you're saying is this item I have can power or hold power over the souls that are lost of some kind.
This wood grants power to those who wield it in whatever fashion they find. It is said that the witches of dark swamps wield such wood and command the dead of the swamps, or the shadows themselves, or the toxic fumes, or what have you. It is their focus, energy source for their magics of evil. It will. Those few who have gotten their hands on it and used it fall prey to its alignments, which is a terrible thing for a mortal to choose. Good.
Well, that is interesting. And I am not particularly keen to use it myself, considering, well, obviously I'm not an evil fella. But I am curious. Could I use this to find other potential shadow users, as you say? And not necessarily use it, but somebody who's more capable than I in this magic, be able to find other people who potentially are using this magic elsewhere.
I can tell you that anyone who is using the magic would be drawn to it. If you encounter someone who uses such powers, they'll try and take it from you if they know you have it. But otherwise, I've never heard of anyone who could control it and are not swayed by its nefarious essence.
Well, isn't that just cheery? And it would kind of like, would kind of like scratch his back of his head. I'll be like, kind of in thought. And I'll be like, so what if we like broke it into pieces? What then?
Well, they had to break it off of a tree in the first place. It would just be many smaller relics. Not good. Not good at all.
Interesting. Well, this is very kind, and thank you for the information. I appreciate it. Well, I will not be using this, but I will keep it. And then he'll kind of stick the staff in his bag. Mulberry, by the way, I believe you would have come with me unless you had something else to do.
I was with you.
Okay, cool. And he'll kind of like look at Mulberry and be like, "Well, this is an interesting meeting. Let's talk to the lads a little later. Anyways, I also was curious. You see these two short swords?" And he'll like take the two short swords again, just like immediately out and like just raise them up and be like, "Oh, no worries, no worries. Yeah, don't worry about that." And he'll kind of like set them on the table and he'll take out his lyre and he'll be like, "Well, I was thinking about putting a nice piece of wood on the bottom side of my lyre, so I could just stick these short swords in like sheaths, you know. But I mean, I am a wood carver, but I wanted to seek somebody else who might know a thing or two about wood carving and consult them, because, you know, I like additional advice."
Oh, well, I'd appreciate it if you would put that away first. It's not agreeing with me. But for your swords, of course, I have some spare planks around, and I could certainly fashion some sort of wooden sheath for you on the back of this instrument for easier access. Of course, I can do that.
Cool. Well, that would be most welcome. So it's like, can he tell that like this guy's gonna do it without fucking up the instrument again? I mean, he knows about this wood staff, which was
So, and
crazy.
also if you look around, like all his stuff is like handcrafted and like way too nice. Like it's all very plain, but it is really well made. This guy certainly knows what he's doing, if a little maybe old and frail and not creative.
Okay. He's gonna look back and be like, also, would you mind making a little just piece there for this little piece? And he's gonna hold up like the little gem. He'll be like, yes, perfect for this to fit also in the lyre as well. That'll just be perfect for me, if you could.
Yeah, I'll just bore a little hole out. You can just glue it in there. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Well, I appreciate all the kindness that you've given to us, and is there anything you'd want in return? I mean, I'm willing to pay some bits. I mean, you have masterworks here, and I would love to pay a little bit at least.
Yeah, I would appreciate a little something. I already have the materials, so it's not too much for me. But let's just say 50 gold for the alterations and the information. But I do appreciate it's always nice to meet someone who cares.
Yeah, 50 gold is fine. Also, would you mind if I came by every now and then? I mean, you have such good work. I'd like to maybe pick your brain on some other ideas going forward. Think of you as my consultant, but for 50 gold pieces, and you just lend me your ear sometimes.
He looks at you like so sincerely and is just like, it would be so nice to have a fellow artisan to talk to sometimes.
Oh yes, I mean, as artists, we do enjoy our wonderful time, and I appreciate it. And he'll take out the 50 gold pieces and put it on the table and be like, I appreciate it. How long will this take?
Oh, I'll have it done. Let me just go get the materials. It takes him like 10 minutes. As much as him planing that thing was so laborious, he gets out like tiny little nails and hammer and just goes like tick, 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 and just like attaches these planks of wood to the back of your lyre. And even puts like some upholstery on the inside so that it like sheaths correctly and it's not just wood, it doesn't just fall out.
Nice.
Very, very well made. Takes a little Dremel and like bores a hole, like a hand Dremel, and like bores a hole into where you want it on the lyre, and like puts the gem in. Takes him like 20 minutes in.
Cool. And while he's doing that, he's also going to just like take the talisman and kind of show it to Mulberry briefly since they're alone. Kind of like off to the side, making sure that there's no other customers and even the woodsmith is not looking. And he'll briefly describe to Mulberry that, this is something relating to his past and kind of came from the monster, but he won't go too in depth, but he'll just basically say this is like what he found off of the monster, and then he's also gonna ask, so Mulberry, I'm a little nervous about showing this to the lads based on my past. What would you suggest?
Well, I'm one that usually keeps things rather close to the chest. So I'd say until you feel absolutely comfortable with yourself and with these lads, probably keep it between you, yourself, and anyone you do trust.
Rightio. And he'll stick the talisman back and grab the wood stuff. But I assume we're going to Larry now. See what Larry's up to.
Yep. Larry, what are you up to, bro?
So Larry is taking the lead from the barmaiden at the first inn that we went to, and she said that she believes his cousin might have been at the only temple that they have in town, and it's pretty much just called Temple. So that's where Larry's headed.
Sweet.
So
So you get some directions there to there. You head over. You get there, and it very much looks like a standard like church, where all along like the pews and stuff, there's like alcoves all along the sides of this cathedral, and each alcove has a little idol to a different major deity. So they've got sort of the image of Ao, the like prime original deity, sort of in the front, and then every other alcove has another minor deity, other major deity like Tyr and Ioun and Melora and all this good stuff. I could name them, but whatever. And you see there are a number of like attendants that are sort of tending to all of these and like talking to people. There's like a decent amount of people in here, maybe a few at most of the shrines, giving offerings, prayers, or just sitting in sort of the central common area, just having a moment. So what do you do?
So I first walk in, and churches, temples, religion, I don't really know too much about them. I'm not very comfortable with them. I've never really grown up around them back in the island, so I just I walk in and I see a little bit of holy water at the entrance. I touch it a bit, I taste it. I'm not really sure what to do with it.
It's like shit. Tastes so bad.
I kind of like it a little bit. I go to each of the little idols of the deities, and I kind of bow in reverence, but I don't really pray to them or anything, so they don't really strike me. The first attendant that I see, I kind of go up to, as long as there's nobody else talking to them, and I just say, hello there.
Ah, hello, brother. What brings you to the temple today? Here to make a donation, pray, just have a moment?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. But I'm actually looking for a family member that I was told is known to frequent this place.
Ah, well, judging on your physiology, I would assume that you're talking about Barry.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. So
Course.
you know
There
Barry?
are very few of your kind around, and it's easy to know who's who. Barry comes to the temple now and then, and he likes to debate people about the nature of religion. He will meditate upon the divine mysteries of the multiverse, and sort of, if anything, is a bit of I guess a scholar of the divine, researcher of the divine. Knows many things, is very wise.
I mean, that sounds about right. Do you know around how long ago you've seen him last?
Well, he mentioned something about, what was it now? He's always saying such sort of cerebral things, but he mentioned something about uh, the planes being weak or something. or connection between them or something. And he said he needed to seek out more knowledge. He was going to go sort of meditate somewhere about what was going on. He said he was heading to the old ruins of Nine Star Towers, just to the pretty good ways to the northwest of here. Apparently, it's some ancient relic of an ancient age, devoted to the original 9 deities. And he thinks that that sort of place of power could help him divine a little bit extra potently. I don't know.
Yeah. Hmm.
He's a very interesting person.
And you don't know how long ago you've seen him last?
Oh, it was
Like just a
not
couple
much-
days ago?
not much more than a fortnight, a couple weeks.
Oh, man, I came here all the way from the Dawn Warrior just to meet him. I've actually never met him before. I was hoping he'd be able to tell me something about myself. You're saying the old ruins of Nine Star Towers.
Yes. Tell
Huh.
us something about yourself. Are you similarly gifted? He's a great worker of divine magics.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was told. I was told that he was kind of like me. There aren't too many of us in our family. But yeah, I can do a little bit of healing, a little bit of light. Back where I'm from, we call ourselves children of the light. Did he ever call himself that?
Indeed, he did. There are very few who are blessed with such abilities, but I have now, in my lifetime, met 2 of your kind that have been blessed similarly, which is quite fascinating. So, boon to you, I guess. I hope you use your powers for good. He
I mean,
certainly tries his best.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to use them for good. I'm trying to grow them too. The only real child of the light I knew was my grandma, but she didn't really. She never developed her powers too much. So I guess I don't know enough about these, and I was hoping Barry would be able to shed some light, if you will.
Well, if you go and meet him in Nine Star Towers, I'm sure that it may be as enlightening for you as it is enlightening for him. And
Yeah,
you may figure out something about whatever he was talking about, if you care about that. I'm not sure.
is it far from here?
Oh, week or 2, depending on how fast you are.
Oh man. Yeah, all right. So I'm with a group of guys, and let me see if they'd be willing to entertain the idea. I mean, thank you so much for all the information. You said a donation would help.
Well, I didn't, but it certainly would. There's a box up front if you wish to donate.
Yeah, yeah.
Many place sort of words not sacrifices, but flowers, food, fruits, that
Like
sort of thing. At
what
the
about like
altar.
5 gold pieces? Would that be good?
Oh my, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, wow. Most people come in and drop whatever change they have in their pocket, and maybe a rose on Melora's good graces, but that would be amazing. Thank you.
No, I give them a hug, and I'm like, no, thank you. I mean, you give me so much information. Yeah, it's the least I could do. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again. And I go and I put 5 gold pieces, and I try to rejoin my party.
Sweet.
Is there a fountain in the town square?
No, it is an open air market.
Well, Or's going to be sitting in the middle of the market, cleaning his horse's shoes. Sea chains, you gotta clean them out, otherwise they get clogged up. If your horse gets clogged up, and it won't run as fast, and it'll be uncomfortable. Huh, Galleon? You'd be uncomfortable, wouldn't you?
True. Yeah, Cykano, as he's walking back towards the party with Mulberry, will be looking to see if there's like any vendors of mead that are around.
There is certainly a wide array of street meats. This
Sorry,
is
mead. Mead.
Oh,
M-E-A-D.
mead.
Yes. Yeah, Cykano prefers.
The drink.
Yeah, there's plenty of taverns, especially as you go towards the town square. There are a multitude of places where you can either literal bars where it's just a counter where you buy alcohol, or a little bit more of a put together tavern on the inside of the main square.
Yeah, I don't want to waste a bunch of time talking to them, but I will like go up and just like buy like a flagon of mead to carry with me.
All right. You can mark off 1 silver.
Cool.
Larry is going to go meet with the fellows, but before he does, he's just going to pop into a shop and purchase a map.
Sweet, yeah. You can totally purchase a map, and you should be on the world map on Roll20. Yep. You should be able to see that 9 Star Towers is up there.
Saw it. Thank you.
So for the animals, your upkeep for them is basically going to be poor quality lifestyle costs per day, which I think is it's 2 silver. I'd have to look it up, but like for feed and stuff.
It's 10 silver per gold.
Yeah.
So he'll per day, 2 silver per animal. He's currently has how many fucking animals do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 animals.
Well, you're gonna get your kitty killed and shaved, right?
No.
Isn't that the displacer beast?
Nothing.
He's got a corpse and his kitten.
Yeah, I had a corpse.
He's got a corpse and a kitten.
So you can wear his prey.
Jesus
really intimidate it.
Look how good your brother looks.
Yeah.
You better act,
You
act nice.
You're gonna act like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not a ranger?
Yo, sounds familiar.
Or wasn't sure of anything.
So are the fellows? Are y'all together?
I assume we all like get there around the same time, unless Chance is doing something else.
You guys all sort of like head towards the main square, and you see your cart and someone taking care of it, or taking care of it. So you sort of all like coalesce sometime in the early afternoon.
Hey fellas, I kind of made a decision. You know that displacer beast we killed? I'm turning him into a cloak, and I was hoping, and he puts on his puppy or eyes. I was hoping that I could maybe, and he starts tasseling his foot in the dirt, I could wear the cloak. If you guys don't mind too terribly.
Yeah, by all means. It was your idea, right?
Yeah, but I just didn't want to step on anybody's toes, what with everybody giving a hand to kill him.
Oh no, he seems reasonable. I mean, you did carry it all the way here, so I have no problems.
They said yes, Chance. They have no problems with it. Right, so I gotta pick it up in the morning.
Switch you guys onto my mobile and step outside for a smoke real quick. But I'll be with you.
So how about we so we're gonna wait till tomorrow morning to take off so we can grab a cloak. But how about we get fucked up and spend the night?
Yeah, before we get fucked up, fellas, I got us a map. It's right here. So y'all remember back when we were coming into Tether together? I asked if I could just kind of tag along until we got to Saradouche.
Oh, yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was pretty much. I thought that as soon as I get to Saradouche, I'd meet my cousin Barry, and he'd welcome me to stay at his place, and he'd teach me everything there is to be a child of the light. But it seems he's not anywhere around here. I was told he's up here now at the 9-star towers, and I mean, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, would you fellas mind if I go up with you to Surville Ford, and then maybe from there I can make my way to 9-star towers? Would it be too much to ask if I could delay my trip and hang out with you guys a little bit longer?
Yeah, I told you I'd help you find Barry too, because you helped me quite a bit back there. So we could take you on a cart, make the trip a little better, and go. At least I'm okay with it. What you think, Chains?
Chance will just nod.
Help a turtle find a turtle.
I don't
yeah.
want to be an inconvenience,
Well, what do you plan on doing after you meet your relative up there? You plan on just staying in, staying by his side, or what?
No, I mean, I don't know enough about what's going on with me, or how I got these powers, or what I'm supposed to be doing with them, or if I can make them better, or anything like that. And I was told that his powers, like, he's just grown them so much more than me. So I was hoping he'd have some answers. I don't know. Maybe if I got some answers, I could even help the group even more. I don't know, really.
Are you trying to learn about light? I could teach you about light.
How is that, Or?
I think he's looking for a little bit more enlightenment than light.
Oh well, if you let me show you really quick. If you get really mad, if somebody pisses you off, let's say somebody scratches your shell, then you get really mad, and then you grab an axe, and your axe will channel all the light that's inside of you, and smack it in the face.
All right. And that does it?
It is basically how you channel your light. If you could get a hold of that, I'm pretty sure you could channel your light however you want to. I haven't tried it in any other ways yet, because it seems the most useful and effective way is to put it through my axe. But you could maybe even that little gemstone you got there. If you channel all your light into that gemstone, you might be able to use it better.
I mean, I'll try it, and who knows? Maybe by the time we get to Surville Ford, I'll learn a little bit more about myself, and I don't even need to find Barry. But until then, I'm hoping he might have some answers. I don't know, but I'll try it, or I'll definitely take your advice.
Yeah, I'll just say that at this point, I kind of like you. So if you was to try to go away with another turtle, I might have to fight you for him, or fight him for you. And I'm not sure about your turtle friend, but I hate to say this, and it sounds a little bit insensitive, but I'll crack his fucking shell if he tries to take you away from me.
Larry literally dips his head into a shell.
Yeah, well, he's a level 11 Divine Soul Sorcerer. I don't really think you want to pull that on him.
Or doesn't care.
Or doesn't care.
Or doesn't care. Knowing Or, he does not care.
You will not take him from me.
I'm a little bit scared, but in that moment, I just give Or a hug, because I know he means well, and that was sweet, even though it's scary as fuck.
I don't know that means well is the selfish, overprotective fuckboy. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. He gives you a hug back.
And then
Or even includes his legs in the hug. He wraps his oar thighs around you.
Larry starts thinking, "Holy fuck, am I just one more of his pets?"
all three of his legs. So.
All three of his legs are wrapped around Larry.
Yeah. Give me a nice warm hug. Cykano's gonna look over and be like, well, you lads seem very comfortable over there. Do you suppose that we should grab a drink and spend the night here and then make our way out, like the good sheriff so suggested?
Sounds good to me.
Just do it. Do it to it.
Captain Galavar has a nightmare that he's just a sheriff in an old west town in a shootout, being covered in slop and mud, and is very unhappy.
That's the way I want him.
Wait, is that a nightmare? That sounds more like a badass action dream.
Nightmare for him. Motherfucker's a city boy.
I'm assuming we're having some drinks, right?
Well, I would be keen. I mean, I'm already started. And you'll see, kind of, Cykano raises me. I'll be like, I'm already started.
Yeah, and there's a tavern on the side of the main square. There's a couple to choose from. There's a sort of what would be more of like a cabaret, like somewhere where there's a stage and shows and like nice drinks and stuff like that. And then on the other side, there's like a place where you like stay. It's like an inn. But you see like 2 streets down, around the corner, there's like a fucking like club. Just slightly off the main drag. You can just hear it. You're like, what the fuck? There's a couple options. Saradush is, if nothing else, a very one of the more varied racially cities. Since they've got a lot of trade coming in from sort of east of the nations, it's a lot less humans than sort of the most of Kalmsham and the rest of Tethir that you've seen so far. So.
Well, lads, I mean, I can have a good time anywhere. Where would you prefer to go?
Mulberry?
Anywhere that's got to drink is fine with me, lad. Well, as long as there's a smoking section. They kind of laugh.
Which one of these places has the thickest women?
Probably the cabaret.
Oh.
Even like the way he
going?
said, the thickest woman.
The biggest.
Yeah, let's go to this cabaret. Sounds like it's got some women.
You guys rock up to the cabaret, and sort of like the bouncer at the front is just like, absolutely not. Y'all are fucking get out of my sight, goddamn vagabonds.
Yeah.
They're wearing like armor and like tattered clothing and shit. Like you guys don't look nice.
Cykano will step up with his. I mean, his stuff is pristine.
You're probably the
It's
only
pristine.
one that looks nice. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
chances
who
are
can-
they roll
I have-
them up together.
This doesn't wear a shirt.
Yeah, but
Or
Chance.
doesn't wear a shirt.
I was gonna say Chance. The thing Chance has going for him is he's got his like veteran kind of
Yeah.
armor and so on and so forth. Everyone can
Not
tell he's a
mine.
vet soldier.
Not the vibe.
We're wearing really nice Feywild pants, so
Cool. You don't have a shirt on.
hey, I know how to speak this man's language.
You
Hey,
don't
how
have
do
a
you say?
shirt on. No shirt, no shoes, no service.
What about what do you say about full gold? Does full gold sell you on no shirt?
With this guy? Yeah, as long as he stands in front, pointing at Cykano.
Yeah,
Yep.
of course. Always.
Yeah, you just spread those wings nice and wide and cover the rest of them while you're here. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll take
Tortle.
anytime.
it.
Yeah, so you just gotta speak their language.
Cool.
That's the first time I've ever been turned away from an establishment. That felt a little bit weird.
Oh, don't
Did
you
you not
worry.
wear any clothes?
I mean, fair enough, but first time for everything, I
He's
suppose.
not wearing a shirt. You don't think anything.
I'm wearing a loincloth type of thing.
You're wearing a scrap of cloth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get
Oh,
you
don't
some
you-
robes, buddy.
Oh, don't worry, lads. We'll be able to get in anywhere. You just get you just gotta act like you own the place, and then everybody's completely fine if you walk in.
All right, that sounds good. So we go in. We're gonna order a large drink from whatever bartender.
This place has waitresses.
Oh, we're gonna flag down the thickest waitress.
You flag them down, and this this like dwarvish woman sort of comes over to you and is like, "I'm here to enjoy the show. My name is
Beard?
Hilda, and I would be a server tonight."
She got a beard.
She has a very well manicured pair of mutton chops.
Oh, he's nice. His head. Hey, Mulberry, this one's yours. Go ahead.
Oh, listen here, lass.
She
Like to buy
is
a
4'3" and is 3 feet wide.
Can I just
Oh
point
my-
out, just quickly out of character, the 2.5-year campaign that I was in with Khan, he was like a 7'5" Goliath barbarian, and he ended up falling for the 2-foot-tall gnome shopkeeper, Sky. They had a great relationship. They shared a bed. That went on for 2 years. Well, because one day I was like, "Hey, cute stuff." She rolled, and she's like, "Let's see how interested in you she actually is." And she rolled a nat 20, and she's like, "Okay." And then like 3 weeks later, we went back to the shop, and she was like, "I want to see if she remembers how she feels." And she rolled nat 20, and she's like, "She's in love." And I was like, "Got us a whole bunch of free shit though." Just saying. Just saying. And everyone kept bringing it up. They're like, "So you're like 4 times her height?" And he'd just be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
pro strats in Skyrim is give that chick a mammoth tusk, you get a free house, 200 gold a day, like and someone who just will talk nice to you in the game every time you talk to them. Oh, dude, pro strats.
I see what you did there. Give her the mammoth tusk.
The mammoth tusk. I've played that. I have so many hours on that game. The funniest part is that my dad has more.
Damn. Good shit.
I showed it to my dad, and he's like, "I love this game, and the reason I can't play video games is because my reaction speed is terrible. My dexterity is shit, so I can't do the thing with the controller. But this game is great because I can just smith something so good that it just one-shots everything, and I don't have to deal with it." So he sat there, like he found the transmute gold spell, and he sat on the treadmill in front of the TV just going, like, it would just do that for hours. And would get like a billion smithing at like level 2, and just
Badass is what he
Gold
broke
ring.
Skyrim.
And he found the like smithing, illusion, enchanting, potion making like hack where you can stack buffs. There's like some weird hole in the game programming where you can actually stack buffs with this certain potion. And he just like was running around in an iron helmet with a dagger, like killing Alduin in one hit. It was great. It was fantastic. This was the perfect game for him. And he just found all of the cheats and was just like, "Yeah, I'll just smith and potion make or enchant in a loop for like 8 hours. It's fine. I'm just running anyways." Fuck. Alright, huge tangent. I love my daddy.
In that time, Chance is now level 6.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go.
hey, Chains. Well, what do you think about this one coming home with Mulberry? Do you think he could handle a woman of this beautiful stature.
Do you whisper that?
No.
Yeah, okay, I didn't think so. No, I didn't think so. I'm just making sure.
Did you whisper that?
So Mary,
Quote of the century.
Mary's
Did you
looking
whisper
at
that?
you, and he
Yeah,
literally
or-
just turns to the. He just looks at Chance, waiting for a response. Just like, what do you think?
Chance is gonna look at her. And he is going to he's gonna have a few thoughts in his head. Okay. Okay.
That's a 2. Ah, that's the good. That's the big one. All right, she's gonna wait. She's gonna roll.
No, this is all internal for Chance. He's gonna say to Mulberry, he's gonna be like, well,
Oh no! That was
he's just gonna say,
that
well,
was her
sure.
charisma check. That was
That's
her
all right.
charisma check.
Chance isn't talking to her in any way, shape, or form. This is from afar, and he's gonna say to Mulberry, "Oh, sure." He's gonna say, "But don't let her fall asleep."
Interesting.
Hey, Mulberry. Hey, Mulberry. I don't mean to ask a stupid question, but I think I might have a stupid question. Are you only able to wild shape into animals?
Larry, look, look, mate. I like you, lad, but I don't like where your questioning's going.
No, I just mean because
There's a lot of women.
I knew it was a stupid question. Dang it.
You see the
Are you
the
asking if I can turn into a turtle?
Not for me, for the dwarven lady.
Okay, I just like to make sure.
You see the dwarf woman like trips with a tray of drinks and just eats it and farts. And
Oh god.
Boy just got turned on.
There's a good woman right there. Not scared to show herself to you, and that means that she's it's 100% woman right there. She's comfortable in her own skin, lacks insecurity. Just powerhouse, yeah. No, I don't know. She give you a run for your money, Mulberry.
What a...
rolls in that
Yeah,
one
like a-
on persuasion. That's what I want.
Yeah, listen, lad, I'm not gonna lie to you. It sounds like you're in love. I'm gonna pass, and I'm gonna let you better for the night, and I'll take one for the team, and I'll search around for mine. I wouldn't want the heavens to I wouldn't want to be on the bad side of the heavens for taking away your love.
Chance is gonna look at
Shame
Orr,
going on right now.
be like, "All right, you're up, buddy."
Well, you look like a sweet little thing. How you doing tonight? I'd like to grab the biggest drink you could possibly bring, and you got some fucking arms on you, so I bet you could bring a big one.
She's kind of like, she's like stood up and like has sort of like wiped herself off, and she's like, "I'm sorry. I've just had a terrible moment. Of course, I'm sorry. I'll be right there. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wait.
Jesus me.
Are you crying?
Yes, well, I just ate shit and farted in front of the whole place."
Or takes a night like a knee like a night would, and he tucks his finger under her chin. He says, "Hey, you're fucking beautiful. It doesn't matter what you do. You are the grace that God laid in this tavern."
Chance is gonna step forward and say,
Persuasion
"Orr, that
check
was
for the
that was pretty good, Orr." And then he's gonna look at her and say, "Don't worry, miss. I haven't heard them say to any of the other girls."
Make a persuasion check without advantage.
Yeah, nah.
Is he both of us?
Wait, can we do a competition? See who she
Who
believes.
believes more?
This is an ongoing competition
I-
between us.
I whispered to Mulberry, they both can smell this, right?
I need persuasion.
I'm not really sure.
So question: if I'm not trying to lie, is my 2 really like an 18?
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm just trying to be like, I'm not trying to persuade you of anything, just a heads up. He hasn't said, I'm not trying to convince her of something that isn't true. I'm just speaking. It's just a matter of whether she believes what I'm speaking.
She looks at Chance and is like,
And she rolled an insight higher than 2.
Okay, let's see. I was gonna assume that she did. She did. So she looks at Chance and is like, "Oh, don't you be razzing him. None of that." And she looks at Or is like, "Thank you. I'll need to be getting back to my job, but I do appreciate the words of kindness. It very much helps.
I'll pleasure being a Morden.
I'll bring you the biggest beer that we have."
Thank you. You're a doll.
So you guys sit back and you guys watch the show. Number of different shows. There's like a bard comes up and does some like poetry, and another one comes up and does some comedy, and then there's sort of a musical performance, and then after a while it gets around to the later hours and there's like a burlesque act, and it very much acts like and technologically acts like sort of what you would expect out of a sort of turn of the 20th century cabaret, but when you've got like sort of very steampunk Victorian curtains that go back and forth like automatically with like those really like gaudy or like yellow orange Broadway light bulbs with like continual flames in them. Very sort of early Broadway vibes. And you have a wonderful sort of wealthy feeling evening. That it for all the drinks and the cover charge, of course, little tips to people here and there. It's gonna round out to everyone roll me a d6. That's how much gold that you pay. Larry has
Tip the
no idea
beautiful
what's
waitress
going on.
well.
He has like one drink and is nursing it all night. Or is going like throwing silver pieces at people. Just losing so much gold.
I feel like Cykano at some point, I don't know, maybe not. No, it's too late. It's fine. 4 equals fine. Don't matter.
Just getting fucked up. He's trying to keep up with Orc.
Yeah, he's trying to keep up. Doesn't quite.
I mean, Cykano can take a lot, so he's just chilling.
Great. So,
Hey, Chains, you want to see who could drink this keg faster?
Chance is gonna say, "You're twice my size, man. How about let's see who's still sitting here at the end of the night."
Alright, let's do it.
can I get Constitution saving throws from the both of you?
Orc's gonna do this one at disadvantage because he drank mole. That's a 15.
Ooh.
I say we keep rolling until we get 2 under 10s in a row.
Alright, let's do it.
With further disadvantage. You guys have a lot of. You're done.
And I rolled a 10.
And a 10.
Nice.
So or just bites it. Just
He's
does
just like-
the. Yeah, exactly. Just does
It's
the
literally just
meat motion.
like
And
literally on
chance-
the ground is passed out, still
And
finishes one last.
chances they're just like you're just like leaning so far to the side, but technically still conscious.
No, gravity energy has hit the place and it has tilted everything like an episode
Yeah,
of
everything.
that comic book that I was reading in my mind.
Everything is just at a 45-degree angle, and I don't understand.
Yeah, Chance is going to fall asleep. Well, he's going to make it upstairs to wherever or wherever the bedding is, and then see where we would be setting up, and then he's going to sit against the wall inside the door and go to sleep.
As always.
Does all get some help, but from his beautiful maiden lady that he met.
Yeah, you get very nicely tucked in as you're super drunk, and you wake up with with like a glass of water next to you. You probably stuffed like 3 gold down her shirt during the night, so you know. So you guys spend the night, and in the morning you all wake up with raring hangovers, except for Larry, who was confused about what was going on last night. You gotta head back to Flames, grab your cloak. So without further ado, here's your cloak of displacement. So you now have a cloak of displacement, which is displacer cloak or whatever.
Rhyme, it's beautiful. You're an artisan.
I know, darling. No.
Thank you. If you were a little bit bigger, I'd marry you.
Yes, I'm terribly afraid that I think you'd actually just crush me. Which, you know, I could get into, but not long term.
He just gives him some eyebrows. All right, well, we gotta go. If we come back, then we're gonna have a drink, you and I.
I would love that. And again, you come across any interesting things, I'd pay you good money to just have the privilege of working on. So,
You have a good day. He goes.
you guys head the fuck out.
Peace.
Of course, we get into our cart, so oars in the front seat with Mikhail, steering his steeds. Hey fellas, you can sit in back and just relax.
Yeah. So I did the math. Did the math already. It's going to be a 4-day journey. You guys will arrive at sort of the end of the 4th day based on horse stats and math. So we're not doing roll tables. I have some stuff planned. But you guys will still be doing like we'll be tracking like you guys all have like certain amounts of food. And we'll be tracking where you guys are like staying and how you're traveling and stuff like that. And I will adjust things based on how well you guys do travel. This is not a road. It is a trail. So it is a little bit less safe. And you know, like there's literally a keep on the road from Daramar to Saradush. Like that was a like patrolled highway. This is not that.
While we're riding, Or's gonna put his this during the first like couple hours, he's gonna put his cloak on, and he's just gonna do his best to try to become one with the cloak, and as some would say, as the gods would say, attune with it.
course. Oh, this is great. You have this. So this makes my job a lot easier because while you guys are traveling in like non-hostile terrain, we don't have to keep track of food, which is great because you can just do it. So that makes it a lot easier. So the only thing you'll have to keep track of in terms of supplies is for the animals. Everything else is pretty much taken care of.
And I bought a barrel of feed for him,
Yeah.
about a month's worth, 24 gold.
Yep.
Hey fellas, so can I ask, aside from just doing these little gigs and these little jobs, is there anything in particular any of y'all want to accomplish in life, or are y'all just
Bunch of jobless hobos.
all right?
Well, I mean, like I said, I am an artist, so at some point I would like to use that art in maybe a palace of some sort, or even meet the king and become a professional artisan, as you might say.
What about you, Mulberry?
You're gonna see him kind of like he like smiled at what Cykano had to say, and then once you
Oh, yeah,
say
You believe him 100%, by the way.
that, and he's just gonna kind of, well, I'm kind of searching for something right now, and I'm not really sure if I'm ever gonna find it, but it has to do with my my home grove. See, I'm actually not one who usually visits this plane. I usually like to stay in the Fae in my home. It's definitely where I'm more comfortable. But I've been kind of on a mission of sorts. Doesn't, you know, kind of hard to explain, and he kind of gets choked up there at the end, and then just kind of, we'll I'm sure we'll learn more about it as it progresses.
Yeah, what
I
he
mean,
means to say is that he just, feels a little uncomfortable being here. I mean, I do too, to some extent. I mean, not being in the Feywild.
Yes, you not spring boys, you regular plain
Not
people.
spring boys.
I don't know what I don't know what the term is. I
I go with the technical term for not spring boys. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Somebody help me out here. What's the lingo?
So us NSBs, What about us?
Use you NPCs.
You could call yourselves like Fey folk, or any sort of like we could get really like sort of medieval England, and like what is like, how there's like, you can spell fairy like 4 different ways. You could say Fey or fair folk or whatever. Like, you could call yourselves like whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't even matter
We'll
if you
call some
are
spring boys.
fairy.
Oh no, I like spring boys. I was thinking more in reference to what I would call people not from the Fae.
Not of the Fae.
Just not of the Fae.
Not of the Fae, or not of the whatever you would call it. Yeah.
Plain people.
Plain
nuts.
people.
You're regular plain people.
Chance is going to ask. Chance is going to ask. Okay, so basically, Chance destroyed your, destroyed in a sense your persuasion roll. So I'm wondering what he
Deception
would
roll?
glimmer. Yep. Oh, sorry, the deception. Yeah, so deception even more important. Yeah, so the chance destroyed. I whispered it to the DM, but he can ratify that. So what would chance glean without asking?
You just.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I would say that like there's some truth to what he's saying, but not necessarily the whole truth. Like.
Oh, I know he's lying.
Yeah.
So that was made obvious.
He's definitely not telling the truth, but I guess he would glean that there is something on Cykano's mind that has drawn him here for a reason. Like, he's here for a reason besides, like, now he has a purpose that maybe you would have gleaned that he did not have before. Is that fair, Dan?
I think one other thing would be that it's like it is a personal thing. It is related to him as a person rather than like a job.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I get is when I glean that someone has lied, I get a one-word answer of why they lied: greed, anger, or fear. Some sort of one-word answer as to why they lied.
In this case, caution would be the correct word.
Nice.
Because he's not really afraid.
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would have said out of those three, it would be fear. That wouldn't be exactly correct.
Is it just those three, or is it like?
No, it's a single word, such as. It's a one-word summary of all of why you lied. It's a one-word summary of why.
Yeah, I would say caution.
Yeah, caution. It's not fear. Not directly, anyways.
I sit down next to Mulberry and I go, I don't want to speak for the rest of the group, but Orr and Chance, and I'm assuming the rest of y'all offer to help me with the little task that I have. So if you need some help, Mulberry, all you got to do is ask, bud.
He smiles and looks over and puts just his hand on you, because you said you're sitting down, so he just puts his hand on your shell. I really appreciate that, lad. But I'm not even sure how I'm dealing with the problem right now. But when I figure it out, I'll definitely let you know. And you can kind of hear it in his voice that he's being very truthful right there.
All right.
Well, what you fellas crying about back there? Sounds like you're getting a little touchy-feely. You was talking about dreams. You see, I come from the far court, the better court of the four. It's the best one. All we did was fight lycanthropes all day, so it's basically where it's at. And I met my friend Chance here, kind of just going where the wind takes us. And it seems like it took us into two spring boys. One's got a fancy shirt and one's tiny. And then we found you. He's a Tortle fella who's looking for his brother. So it sounds like it basically made this path for us. Me and Chance is working on this axe though. It's a good axe. It'll be a great axe. And one of these days we'll complete the axe, and I'll be able to chop a fucking mountain down. It'll be great. That one right there. Look at that mountain over there. Yeah, I'll be able to take that thing out.
Damn. That's a big mountain, Orr. You sure you're going to be able to take it down?
One swing. That's it.
Is that your goal? Just to acquire power?
This is fun, because I wasn't sure how to make this organic. But
I was like, there's so a butt coming here.
You guys are leaving Saradouche.
There's always a but.
As you were approaching the city, by the time you sort of got into the city realm, it was kind of obscuring the mountains, and they're a little far off, and sort of the heat of the city
The mountain is a mimic!
So you couldn't quite see the mountains, but now you're heading out. The area that you're in is much like how you proceeded into the city from the west. It turns into so it's like after the walls, it's like settlements of farmland and stuff like that, sort of just sustains the area. That gives way to mostly grassland with scattered trees, maybe a glade or two here or there. You guys, he points to the mountain, and you look up at the mountains, and can I have everyone make a perception check?
Let's open up all his eyes.
That's whispered, but send it.
Perception.
Easy, guys. Who am I missing?
I'm sorry.
I can't now. Yeah, perception.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
All the Fey boys see the same.
Yeah, we do.
So I won't give this to you straight up. But anyone who got over an 11, also make a survival check.
Just,
11 and over, or over?
yeah, I was gonna
11?
say no one got
Yeah.
over.
All the three
Okay.
people who got an 11, I'm giving you a second chance on this. Okay. So you guys look up and you see that there are like the tops of the mountains are like clouded. Cool. Okay, fine. But your sort of knowledge of the wilds kicks in, and you're like, you look around in the rest of the area, sort of like gauge the weather. There's no reason that should be, and not even like cloudy, but like foggy or misty on the top of those mountains.
Like it's not the right time of year.
It's not the right time of year. You didn't have that hot day before that condensed onto the mountaintops. You're like, there shouldn't be mist on these mountains. And you,
These are the
it's
misty
too
mountains.
Dark. It's too dark.
Saints, there's our dragon.
Jesus.
That's just gonna sigh. He's just gonna look at the mountain. He's just gonna sigh. He just knows whatever that is, whatever's going on over there. He knows it's not good. He doesn't need to know anything else. He just knows it's not good.
And to sort of compound,
Yes, please compound it.
Yeah, what you've been
Just what I need.
sort of encountering recently. The road takes sort of a dip into a bit of a more wooded area as you sort of get away from the town. And you come across what at first glance probably looks like to be a small swamp or something like that off to the side. But you realize again that doesn't really make much sense for it to be there. And what you see is sort of further into the distance of this marsh, you see a tree that is gnarled, withered, black, but sort of, you can tell it's still alive. It has like leaves, but the leaves are gray. And you see that where the roots go, that it's like spreading. The marsh is like spreading from that area. And you don't see as much wildlife as there as you should.
Would Cykano know what this wood is?
Make me a nature check.
With an advantage?
Low DC.
Okay.
There are similarities between the thing that you have and that thing there. The piece that you have is worked. Like worked as in work has been done on it to make it into this sort of staff thing. So it doesn't have like any of the bark or whatnot, but like probably
Similarities are there.
yeah.
Well, that appears to be the same as the little staff we took off our little hag friend. It appears to be the same material. Supposedly some chateau realm. Chateau wood, if you would say so.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, well, when we went to see and check out with this woodworker, I also had them look at the staff, and they discovered that it was of the chateau realm, of a chateau wood, specifically, that was taken from that realm and was off of the hag that we killed in the sewers.
Shit.
I think there's shadow wood is the stuff that's causing. No, I feel like it's got to be something a little more sentient than just a tree. Trees are pretty stupid.
Well, I would be cautious about this particular wood, because apparently it infects people with evil. Supposedly. I heard from a woodcarver, but on good authority.
Aye.
Are you getting a little bit bad on us? Is that what you're saying, Cykano? Because you have that on your back.
I am not evil. I have not utilized this said wood as of yet, so as of now, but there is some caution to be heeded when it comes to this type of wood. Would Cykano know, like, also because he has this memory of like maps, would he recognize the trail that they're on or anything anymore, or does it seem like completely off grid?
So no, this is actually probably just a couple dozen feet into the forest, just on the side of the trail that you guys are on. I would say you would 100% know like exactly where it is, because you've got the map and you're keeping track of where you're going and stuff. So like if you wanted to show someone where this was, or recall it, or direct someone there, you'd be able to just be like, yeah, it's like right here. Otherwise, it's not, like it's on the path that you guys are on.
Okay. And does the path lead into this now new swampy?
No, it goes by
area?
just off to
Okay.
the side. Yeah.
Okay, but that area is like encroaching into the nearby areas, so it could theoretically, with enough time.
Yeah.
Okay,
but you
that's
guys
the
are
idea.
passing
Okay.
by it. It's not
Right,
impeding
okay.
the path or anything.
We're headed
Well,
to
that
the
is-
Serval Fort. Sorry, we're headed to the Serval Fort.
Surveil Ford.
Okay.
Well, that is what you suppose we do. I mean, there's caution to be heeded in this wood, but also we are sent to handle things, so if you think we should handle it, we maybe should handle it, but it's up to you.
Should we
I mean-
put it up our plate? Go ahead, Larry.
Handle it how? Are you saying let's just tear it down just because it's some evil tree?
Well, I mean, I'm not one to hate nature. I mean, I lived in the Feywild for much long, but this is not nature. This is something unnatural, not of this plane, and should not be here. Maybe burn it?
It's definitely unnatural, but I think you and I both know, Cykano, there's no way we're going to be able to... there's no reason to burn the entire forest, but finding the source is a much better plan. That being said, I don't know if this is exactly the priority that we need to be focusing on. And he kind of says that with a little bit of a heavy heart.
The root
He
of
likes-
the cost,
he's a druid.
if you were to say.
You wanna give me an insight check?
Who?
Mulberry.
Oh.
You say that sentence like you were gonna be sad about it, like I'd love to like help this, but like we don't have the time, this isn't related necessarily to what we're doing. And then you think about it, you're like, that might not be true. specifically like dealing with this tree right here is probably something you can't do or isn't helpful or you don't have the time for, but the root cause of it, the root cause of what's doing this may be more related to what your path is on right now than something else.
Makes sense.
I'd say we have a plate that's full of meat, and before we could eat our vegetables on the second plate, we have to clear this one. So let's go eat all of our meat, and then we'll be able to get to these vegetables later.
Perfect.
Yip
Yeah.
yip, Galleon.
Whatever you all fellas want to do, these trees give me the fucking heebie-jeebies.
That sounds reasonable to me. I mean, I know where it is, and I can point it out on a map for anybody else who potentially might be in harm's way.
Yeah, go ahead and mark it down here.
Larry, do you get turtle bumps?
No, actually, I get goosebumps.
That's fucking weird.
I mean, do you get orc bumps?
No. What kind of a question is that? I'll get human bumps.
I have marked it on your map.
Trotting alone.
Dope.
Oh, I did something. It went away. What happened?
Yeah, I don't see it on the map.
It disappeared. Fuck. No. Okay. Make it again, I guess. There you go. There's your dot. Rad. So you guys spend, besides that, sort of an uneventful day. You pass a house every now and then. Maybe a small farm or a cottage or something. And as nightfall approaches, you find yourself in a sort of roadside town. It's mostly just a few buildings around the inn that's there. There's maybe like a dozen buildings sort of collected. There's a small trading post, just sort of supplies, sort of a feed and cart repairs place, a small shrine, and the main building is that there is a roadside inn.
Go to sleep in a roadside inn, or at least orders.
Yeah,
Parallel parks his cart.
As you come in, you go by all these things, and you see that like most like small towns, there's like a graveyard, and there's like one little like. I feel like there's like one little park. There's just like a swing set, and like two kids playing on it. It's like a little tiny town. Yeah, so you go park in front of the inn, and there's like a what are they called? People who like work with horses.
Horse
Farriers?
masters?
I don't know. Yeah, no, farriers, I think it is.
Questions?
Farriers, yeah. Farrier. Horse. Farrier. Specialist in equine hoof care. Not quite what I was looking for, but whatever. Yeah, they like bring your horses into the stable, and hitch up your wagon in sort of a like garage almost. It has like a lifting door, but it's just like attached to the stable. They haven't quite separated like carts versus horse-drawn cart like horses yet. So in this sort of day and age where they have the technology to like make slightly better things, now you have like garages next to a stable. It's like a sort of a weird mesh of stuff that people haven't quite figured out how to do yet. And then every now and again there'll be like an automaton that is like with some rich traveler or merchant or something as like a bodyguard, and like they're just in a stable. I mean, what else do you do with like a guard robot in a nice hotel? Park it?
You should get security. Check that right.
This prompts a flashback question to like probably a day or a night ago.
Mhm.
Chance, are you going to be playing with that little robot thingy that we were given?
Will?
Wonder if it could hold an axe. And Or will pull out his small hand axe. But, you know, orc size, so still like small.
Still like
Still massive.
1 foot bigger than Mulberry.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, it's got a 14 strength, so like you like unfold it and it starts like hovering, and you hand it the axe, and sort of like grips it with both claws underneath it, and it's just like fucking flapping, and it will fly around. It has a little axe. Like,
Oh, you so cute, Locket. And it all will go to sleep.
so as you guys are sort of turning in, or the last of you are still downstairs having dinner or eating, it gets dark, and sort of this sort of almost rickety wooden building, as the wind kicks up, like you hear like a shudder and a little bit of wind whistling through an open door or something. And on the wind, you hear sort of a faint wail, soft scream. And
Alright.
like
Is this soft scream like nearby or no?
sounds like it's distant. And you sort of look around at how everyone else responds to this. Give me an insight check.
Just the one of the group.
The group. So right off the bat, most of you can see that, like, because you hear this and you're like, what the fuck, where is that? And everyone else kind of like jumps initially, but then is like fine, like is not concerned. It's like more like annoyed or eye roll. Just accepting it that it's part of what's going on. And you even hear someone that's like, ghosts are restless again. Well, at least there's no shades this time. Ugh. And their friend sitting at the table across from them is just like, yeah, I mean, kind of was out too late the other night, and I got jumped by some dog made of the night. I don't know. I mean, you expect a ghoul every now and then, but this is getting ridiculous.
Hey, you guys seem pretty insensitive to the fact that somebody might potentially be dying. Where do you say that all these ghost ghouls, wraiths, bad things are coming from? Has anybody seen them?
Oh, why do you care anyway?
Hey, I'm here to take care of problems, and or will stand up. I'm here to take care of your puny little problems, all right? So how about you give me some answers instead of talking back? You seem pretty insensitive, and I'll appreciate that. As Or tries to intimidate him into telling him answers.
Yeah, make an intimidation check.
Because this orc named Or has an intimidation tree, so he gets to use his strength modifier instead of his charisma.
You just flex at him.
So there's going to be a net 20.
Wow.
With a nat one on the
Wow.
other side.
Yeah, you just flex at this guy, and he's like, "Okay, you know what? You're right. That was very insensitive of me. But look. We all know night creatures exist, and you can't really do much about them. And it sucks that they've been getting worse over the past few weeks and months. So, but like, what am I supposed to do if a fucking banshee is like running around? I mean, you can't fault me for that. I'm not gonna go fight it. Like, that's crazy. I'm a shepherd. I just live here. I mean, you're right, but I honestly, I can't do anything about this. It's kind of been like this for a few weeks now, and I'm really tired of hearing the moaning in the middle of the night, whispering winds, like, fuck. Hard enough.
All right, so where would you say that the conglomerate of these night creatures has come from?
Where do night creatures come from in general? I don't fucking know. But
I just need like
darkness.
simple direction. Is it coming from like that way? And he'll point like in the direction where the fort is ish. He'll point back. Are they coming from about that way where the tree was? I feel like if they're coming from somewhere, you see where they come into town. North, south, east, west.
I'm going to go look for these things? Hell no. I'm running back to my house as fast as I can once I'm done here. I shouldn't even be here this late. It's dangerous when it gets dark outside. Like, I mean, I seen a specter or something in the graveyard one night, but I hightailed it the other way. I'm not about to go looking for where these things are coming from. Are you kidding?
Well, you usually got to ask some people sometimes, you know. You guys seem to be a part of this town, so you're me, little fella.
Would Cykano hear anything of value from anybody nearby?
That was the thing of value.
That was it. Cool.
Yeah.
Fellas, isn't this what we're here to do? Take care of the nighttime creepy crawly things?
Well, I mean, technically, we are just supposed to go to Sorcerer Fort. I mean, that's where we're told to go. But creepy crawly things do ick my wow, as you might say. So, if you were interested, I'd be keen to figure out what is going on here as well.
Mulberry, you down?
What time is it?
It's like past dark. Like, yeah, and you guys were kind of like late in the night when it got like to a dark night. So I'd say it's like past 10.
Mulberry's gonna yawn, and he'll be like, you know, lads, I think he's right. Sometimes you just have animals in the dark, and I think it's better we rest up. We've got a long travel ahead of us. We don't know what awaits us.
Yeah, I feel like if the root of problem is a little bit further out anyways, coming from the fort, then it might be smarter just to hit the fort and then backtrack from there if need be.
No sense in dealing with the nonsense. Yeah.
Chances yet to hear a good or bad idea, so he's still weighing it all up.
These fellas don't seem to know too much. It seems like they're all pretty cowardly. So, you see how quick that little guy just crumpled up? He's all high and mighty, and then he crumpled up all little.
Didn't have much spine on him, did he?
Not at all.
It does appear not many of them even know anything about this besides the whisper on the wind, so to speak. So that doesn't really help us. That just makes our life a lot harder. We'd be literally fighting in blind. So not really.
We're wandering around in the dark.
Yeah,
Wandering around in the dark all night. Forget him.
Yeah.
I'd say let's have another drinking. Yeah. Well.
Larry's just gonna go to the side. he's gonna agree. That's fine. We're not gonna go out tonight, but I'm just gonna go out to like the nearest window and try to see if I can look to where the sounds are coming from and see if I can see anything.
Yeah, you look out towards the graveyard, which is like across the street and a little bit off to the side of where the inn is next to the shrine. And you look and like there's some sort of apparition fucking floating around behind some tombs and shit. Like very unsubtly.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
It's
Larry.
like not totally unheard of. Like anywhere where there's dead bodies or like literally that's just that sort of thing, like very, very Witcher-esque if you've played the games. These sort of things just kind of exist. If you had someone who was like killed by their lover, like they might have like unfinished business in tracking them down as an undead spirit of some sort, because that's just the way things are. People have accepted that. So this is like this in conjunction with a bunch of other stuff that this guy told you is pretty whack. But if this was just an individual thing, you'd be like, I mean, okay, probably some scorned lover or something.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah?
Or will come up and put his hand on his shell. Like, you're a really good person. But listen, there's gonna be a lot of problems we're gonna see out here, and it's like this. You can take pebbles off the top of the mountain, or you could chop the whole thing down. And I think what we's doing is gonna chop the mountain down. So we kind of have to pass up these pebbles here and there so that we can get rid of the mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but let me ask you, have you always been strong?
No, I think when I was about 3, at least from what I can remember, I couldn't really lift the axe above my head.
When you were 3?
Yeah.
So then by the time you were 4, you could lift the axe, right? You've been pretty strong ever since you've been like 4?
Oh, when I was 4 years old, I killed a wolf. Why do you think they call me Wolfsbane?
All right. So,
Heard them
I
call
mean,
it.
me personally, bud, I just started getting these new powers and abilities, and it just, I don't know. I just feel like if I'm not helping people, I'm just wasting myself. I'm wasting these talents, you know? So I get it. I can't help everyone. We can't help everyone, but I'd really like to try to help as many people as I can, I suppose.
I understand where you're coming from, and I did go through a rough patch in my life. When I was about 5, I got transported into the Feywild, and I was kind of there alone with weird people. And then they started training me to fight werewolves. So I felt pretty weak then, and it would have been nice if a Tortle would came and helped me then. But if you think about the bigger picture, sometimes you just gotta let the weak people get strong, and then maybe one day they'll be like us. And if you help every one of them, then none of them will be strong, and they'll just be sitting here praying on their knees to people who are strong. And then the strong take power, create civilizations, and then tax the shit out of them and take all their money.
I mean,
Knows so many things, knows so much about history, and just does not know how to present it. Just all the information, none of the delivery.
I cannot disagree with that. Or let's grab some beers and we'll call it a night then.
Oh,
All right, buddy.
God. That was perfect. Fucking love it. That was so good.
Not that charismatic.
Oh, good. All right, so I think we will leave it there. I appreciate that that you guys aren't fucking squirrels with sort of teases. Because I know
You didn't mention there was a squirrel. Chance walks outside.
It would be like, Clifton Grove, oh my god, Banshee, wow! And you guys are like, eyes on the prize, eyes on the prize, eyes on the prize. I love it. I love it. So we'll end there for tonight, and we'll pick up your excursion on day 2 as you trek across the land to surveil fort. Thanks for a great session. That was just 100% RP, and just y'all fucking killed it. That was great.
That was super fun.
Yeah, no,
that was
great.
definitely fun.
Pretty happy to be a barbarian who can't get hit.
Yeah, fucking disadvantage until I hit you.
Chance definitely won't take that off your corpse after you die.
Fair.
Slash potentially find a way for your kitty to die and pay it back to you.
Chance wouldn't do that. He's too kind of his soul.
No, he's not a kind
God.
soul, but he respects people. We'll see how far that gets. All right, you guys. I'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Bye.
Peace.
Well, I guess.
Bye.
Peace, bro.
All right, chat. We're gonna close out for the night. Hope you guys have an amazing one. I love you. Stay amazing. Stay great. Stay proud. And we'll talk to you later. Deuces.